Raw Comedy Podcast.
Welcome to the Raw Comedy Podcast. Brought to you by Bangkok's weekly open mic and home for stand-up comedy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Raw
Comedy Podcast.
I'm joined tonight by Justin, Lex, and my boy Rick.
Hey, dude. So I've been thinking. If a girl wears a cowboy hat, she's immediately a certain percentage hotter, right?
Hotter?
If she wears a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Well, no.
No.
Not always.
I know a chick
So
that's
you just
hot.
take a girl and then you take the same girl with a cowboy hat. Is she more hot?
No, she could be. She could be less hot.
Yeah, she is hotter because
Okay.
accessories make you a chick hotter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the second question is, if you see a girl in a cowboy hat, would you want to date her?
Yeah, I want to fuck the chick in a cowboy hat.
No, you want to fuck her, but would you want to date her? Like,
Well, that's
so-
how. Well, I would. Here's the thing. For me, it's the same thing because I have to lie about wanting to date her to have sex with her. So I have
So you have to lie to yourself first?
I have to go there in my head and be willing to date her, and then.
I feel like a cowboy hat just makes you slightly more interesting. So I'll get to know you a little bit, but is it going to be like, all right, is this girl high maintenance type of cowboy hat? Or is it like she's a legit like cowgirl and she can like clean up the yard when I'm like being lazy?
No, but if she's a legit cowgirl, she's gonna have a complete different demeanor, right?
Is she like one of these hot Japanese
She's
cowgirls?
like serious and like hardworking and like
With the
I don't know.
oil
Cowgirls
massage.
can have fun too, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if it's one of those like down, like those like all American cowgirls from Texas, and they just like one of the boys and drinking Bud Light and like.
That's not sexy to me.
But I guess
I'm thinking of like a Japanese chick wearing a cowboy hat, and like yeah.
She doesn't actually know anything about
Yeah,
cowboys.
that's
just wearing a cowboy
it's
hat.
just a hot chick wearing a cowboy hat. That's just. Have you ever seen Digimon growing up? Did you ever watch
name seems
Digimon?
familiar, but I can't remember.
All right, it's like Pokemon, but
It's like a poor
they're
man's Pokemon.
but they're digital monsters.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like microbots too.
Oh, yeah, I remember, like,
Digimon
dinosaur
monsters.
robots.
Digimon are the champions. Digimon. Dude,
Yeah,
I
of
love
course.
Digimon. I used to be like fuck Pokemon, Digimon.
I'm team-
like
team Digimon.
Team Digimon all day.
Digimon head?
And then I just got like suffocated. I just got drowned in the Pokemon basically. But
picked the wrong horse.
But the point is, there's a chick. There was a girl. I know. Here's the thing. I was also a little kid, so it's okay. I was like 9, but there was a girl in Digimon, and she wore a pink cowboy hat, and she was fucking like. Even though she was a cartoon, I like had a crush on her. I totally wanted to.
You didn't need
Rushes
to.
have plenty of cartoons.
Yeah, same. I still do. I still kind of want
But
to fuck
she's
Marge
hot.
Simpson.
But I just really that's weird.
Yeah.
That's strange. I've never had
She
that.
has kidney disorder.
if I had
if there was Marge Simpson was in real life,
Right,
she'd have a kid. She's just yellow jaundiced. because she's on.
I would go for Mrs. Krabappel, I guess.
Probable.
Yeah.
The teacher?
Yeah, the teacher, dude.
You want to
She's had a tough life. Like she's gonna give you a
Way too
good time.
Yeah,
she's
that's
gonna.
Because she's a dirty girl. But see, I can find a cartoon attractive. I don't have a crush on him. You know?
Right, but I was a kid. I didn't know.
He's a little 9-year-old.
When I was a 9-year-old
Asian boy.
Right. So it was basically, and so I liked like, oh, she's like a hot. I don't. They just drew her. They just drew her hot, I guess, or they just drew her good looking. It was like a Japanese, Digimon, like
obviously, yeah.
fucking.
There was a time
animation.
in my life where
But
I
she
was.
wore a cowboy hat. So.
I was consciously trying to be like a good Christian, right? I was leaving being a Jehovah's Witness, and I realized that you could be a really good Christian and not be a good Jehovah's Witness, and vice versa. And so I was like trying to be, and so I wouldn't watch porn anyway. I stopped watching porn for a while.
So what'd you jerk off to?
And then you had to,
So
right?
you had to
'Cause I'm like,
flowers, so
I'm
you
like
had to imagine gay
13 or
guys.
14 or something like that. So I'm like, I'm like just walking around wanting to something. So then I started watching like only solo girls and cartoons. I started watching
Cartoon porn?
Yeah. And I'd watch. So I've seen Marge get fucked, and I've seen like Lois.
You've seen Lois
Sure.
get
Yeah.
fucked by
remember.
Brian and shit.
I've always wondered who watches those because I see the ads for them and I'm like,
Well,
who's into this kind of
It's
shit?
horrible.
12-year-old Lex.
It's so off-putting, honestly. Now, but
Teenagers
at
trying
the
to
time, it was-
beat. Teenagers trying to find a loophole in religion. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
that's what it is.
That's
I'm
what
just
it
trying
all
to be a
is.
good Christian. I'm jerking off to Marge Simpson for you, Jesus.
In the 80s, there was a Japanese cartoon. I don't know if you've seen it, called Cat's Eye.
Okay.
And Cat's Eye is like 3 sisters, all adults, who are thieves, and they always wear a very tight costume, and they're like ninja thieves, like Catwoman kind of thing.
Right.
And then they would go back home, and they would have their lives, and they have a restaurant, and there was every episode you would get a shower scene where one of them is showering,
It's so Japanese.
and the foam is covering just the bits that you're not
course.
supposed to see. And then this one time I was in Tokyo, and we were at a bar, and we were just making conversation with the bar owner. And it's a pretty legit bar, not like an underground weird bar, right? And then we just talk about cartoons, because it's like something that I could relate to, like, because they don't speak very good English. We start saying names of cartoons of Japanese manga and stuff. And then at some point I say, Cat's Eye. And he says, he just looks, his eyes go wide open. He's, shower scene. That's the only thing. Shower scene.
Some guys.
That's the best thing ever.
So is this like a hot version of Sailor Moon? Or no, Sailor Moon is hot, but I mean more like R-rated.
But Sailor Moon is really more geared towards like tiny children.
But it's
or really like I feel like you can watch Cat's Eye and then like be a little bit creepy towards the cartoon,
and it's normal.
but they are adults.
Right, and it's for that.
Yes.
But Sailor, because I remember when I was a kid, I would get wicked boners to Sailor Moon.
Oh, fuck
and
yeah.
all of I don't remember which one was the most Asian looking one,
I
but
like
that one was my favorite.
I like the one with the black.
Yeah, me
all
too. The black hair. Yeah.
Yo,
Fuck yeah.
yo,
And like the
Sailor
red trim
Moon.
and shit. But they're totally sexualizing these cartoons.
Well, it's made by a girl, but it's made by a
not in
woman.
the cartoon.
No, Sailor Moon
is not sexualized.
Sailor
They're
Moon's a
wearing
woman.
little fucking short skirts.
I mean,
in
that's
school.
short.
Sailor Moon was a woman. I don't know how I know
It's
this. Don't
slightly
ask
more
me.
sexualized, but I feel like it's more sexualized after, like people cosplay and shit like
well,
that.
Probably, yeah.
Like you watch that, and I was like disappointed.
But I do remember as
when I
a
was jerking
child.
off to cartoons.
Yeah.
It's like at Sailor Moon, I'm like, there's not one.
Can't even get hard to this
Yeah,
shit.
Sailor Moon
at
was-
least play golf so I could hear you grunt and I could close my eyes. Something.
Yeah, in Asia, as a young boy,
Tennis.
she was like God. She was like Jesus, basically, growing up here. But she was created by a chick though. A chick invented Sailor Moon, and her idea was that I'm gonna make a cartoon about what I think the perfect woman is, and that's what Sailor Moon is. Is the idea of this woman's perfect woman.
Wow. All right.
The Japanese chick. Yeah, but her friend with the black hair, she should have had her own little spin-off about
Yeah,
how-
exactly.
Like, dude, like, you ever wonder what a cartoon pussy smells like? Like a cartoon panties?
Probably doesn't
Yeah, I
smell.
would.
Smells like
I just want
marker.
to smell
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like marker.
But like
I would, you draw that, you smell fucking marker.
Like-
Oh my god, you just draw it.
you know, like
Perverted artist.
Well, that's what anime is. It's just like a thing for every guy in the world to perv out on. Like no matter where you're from.
they have like
fucking
scented
Europe,
markers,
Asia.
so it smells like strawberries or some shit.
Oh, dude. And they have like the most pervy voices. Like everything about anime chicks is like, dude, like jack off to me.
You know what's
Yeah,
crazy
it's
though
weird.
is that
It's
now it's like that was what 10, 20, 30. You know, when
Bunch of
we
years
were
ago.
being aware of it, right?
Sure.
And now people are actually becoming those cartoons. Like when you go
Yeah.
through TikTok and right, you see people's Instagrams. And
Oh,
these
yeah.
girls are literally
Right.
looking like cartoons.
Like my life is
for real, like,
Sailor Moon.
No,
Nice.
but
That's true,
he
though.
means like
It's a whole new
these
thing to jerk
Korean,
off to, guys.
these Korean.
You know?
Are you talking about these like Korean chicks that have like giant fake tits
Yeah, yeah.
and like so obviously surgery the fuck up faces
Yeah.
and like tiny waists?
Yeah.
It looks absurd. They do look like
Horrible.
fucking real life
Yeah,
Barbie.
Cartoons.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
Well,
it's
no,
a
what they-
waste of a
what-
perfectly hot
They make
girl.
the eyes. But girls
Well, you
do.
don't know what she looked like before.
Yeah, but I assume she looked alright.
See, girls. I don't know. When girls fuck with the eyebrow and the eyebrow ridge, and they put in like the fillers or they do the thing to make their eyes bigger or whatever. You seen girls that do that?
Yeah, it looks whack.
Right. It's like you do look like a cartoon.
But that's it. A
but
cartoon
like,
that's not human.
Like, yo, we only watch a cartoon for like 10, 20 minutes, and then we turn it off and do our lives. But you want to look like this for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah.
Just, or whatever the fuck they say.
But like white chicks do it
Like,
too.
that's your life.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of chicks do it. And it's really fucked up. Like they have these crazy like puffy lips and these giant fake tits. You're like, what kind of person is that? Like, are you fucking are you being serious right now? Like,
Would that be
it's
the
like,
equivalent
I
of
don't
a guy you see when they're really pedicured, manicured beards? You ever see like those
No, that
extra
takes
lasered
less.
beards?
No, there's guys with like pec implants and calf
Oh, yeah, well,
implants
that's
and like
different.
biceps
Calf
implants and just
That's
like,
body dysmorphia.
yeah.
Although you don't have to work out when you get that shit. So
I mean,
I like a
kinda
Russian
right.
guy with just biceps that are this big. You ever see
Nose
that guy?
jobs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's your body build.
But here's the thing, like, how do you feel about nose jobs?
I don't like any plastic surgery on a chick. Like unless I can't tell that she's had it. But if
Right.
it's obvious, it just turns me off. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
even
have
just
to.
like the collagen lip injections.
Sure.
Like the girl's smoking hot otherwise, and then she's got weird ass lips. It's just a turn off. I don't like fake tits either.
Well, what about? So here's the thing. I said nose job because that's like the first. I feel like that's the oldest one.
Yeah, nose jobs have been around forever.
Yeah. Right. And it's like for a lot of people, nose job's not even a big deal.
Right. And a lot of Thai girls get them because they don't have much of a ridge. But then
Right.
they get it and they have a fucking Michael Jackson-y looking nose,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look good to me.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I guess Asian girls will add a ridge, but then like European girls will get a ridge reduction.
Right.
Nobody wants to in Europe, at least in Europe, to
Sure.
like if you don't have a ridge, everybody's like, oh, that you have a cute little nose.
Right.
Whereas but some people have enormous noses.
Yeah,
just
But
like-
Thai girls, a lot of them don't
Yes.
have any ridge whatsoever. They just kind of have
They
nostrils.
have a snout.
and then they can't wear sunglasses.
Yes. Yeah. They can't wear sunglasses. They all look like a those cartoons they draw them like a upside down C, like a snout. Like
You're
Yeah,
losing me.
yeah, exactly.
I always tell my girlfriends like whenever because they always will talk about it, right? Even if like say files
Sure,
wouldn't get
she's
it, she'll
got
still be like, hey,
something
what do you think
she's
about it?
uncomfortable
Right.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
So I'll say like, if it makes you feel better, then yeah, I'm not. It's your body. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, don't do it. You know. My girlfriend has fake titties right now, and it's just weird. You know. I mean, they're great to look at and stuff, but you
They
know.
look good. I don't know. When I was a kid, I loved fake tits. I thought real tits looked weird.
Oh.
Because that's how backwards it was. I've talked about this before. The first naked chick I ever
Yeah, of
saw,
course you have.
aside from my mom, is Pamela Anderson, and she's got this perfect circle tits.
Yeah.
Balls. Yeah.
And then I saw natural tits, and I was like, "The fuck's wrong with this girl's tits? Like, it's so long and weird." But now I'm completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they look good in a shirt or whatever, but then when you see them live, and they're like fuck. And some girls don't have such there's good ones and bad ones.
Yeah.
So like sometimes they look kind of realish, whatever, and they can move around and stuff. But sometimes they're just fucking like it's like a cube almost.
Yeah, I've seen some shitty.
My
shitty
girlfriend got nice looking ones, but it is weird to just because you can feel the bag sliding around and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, dude.
Because there's real tit,
Yeah, it's
also
still real tit. Yeah.
but then under it there's a fucking bag.
Yeah.
That's weird.
kind of wanted like one time I'd just like squeeze it up to over her shoulder and give her like a shoulder muscle slide it around.
And send it all the way down to her
Give her a
ass.
bicep. and shit.
Yeah, actually, I was like, that's where you really need it. Little Asian ass.
Yeah, dude.
I like little
Got
Asian
an ass of
asses.
a 12-year-old boy.
This is my favorite.
Fake tits
girl.
are such a thing. I feel like fake noses and fake tits are such a non. That's like nothing. That's like me buying a hat or
Yeah.
something. That's like me buying a new pair of shoes.
Well, now fake asses are in.
That's a weird one
And
to
those
me.
look whack. Like if
Yeah.
the chick has thick thighs and she's got a naturally fat ass, it looks amazing. But if the chick has fucking chicken legs like me,
Yeah.
and then has a giant ass,
But I've also seen the thigh implants now, where it goes wide, it's like
Yeah, dude.
Nicki Minaj stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I've
like,
seen that shit.
But the other thing is like,
Yeah, those girls are hard to fuck.
there's no idea
Well,
what
those guys are hard to fuck.
I mean, they're getting a bunch of surgeries. It's not just one procedure; it's a bunch of them. And every time they're going under, every time they're getting anesthetics. So like, there's a bunch of like long-term consequences. I have no idea like how it ends up going after like 30, 40 years.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the other thing.
The impact on your body is awful.
Well, you see fucking like Donatella Versace, who looked good kind of in like the 90s, and now she looks like an alien. Like it looks absurd.
I don't know what she
But,
was like.
and she's extra rich, so maybe she's
she's
she
one of
has
those-
access to good doctors and
Right, but she's one of those insane people.
yeah.
Like it's actual mental disorder of some kind, where she just keeps getting more and more. And it's
I-
just,
Right. Well, what it
I
is,
also think
aging,
I think there's a middle ground too, because like
no
you know,
one-
people talk about tattoos, and once you get a tattoo, then you become addicted to getting tattoos.
Sure.
But I really think it's just that once you break that barrier of doing something permanently, that it's not as big a deal.
Right.
And I think that's it with the other.
And there's no.
all of a sudden just making fish faces.
And now no one's telling her that hey stop. No
Yeah.
one's, that's another
Right.
thing. No one's just being like hey you should stop.
Isn't it weird though? You ever see the one when they do so much work that they end up looking all the same? Like
Yes.
it's almost
They
Yeah.
look the same. They look the exact
Isn't
same.
that weird though? Like why are they making that choice to go
to look like a fuck doll.
like this weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like the fuck doll was made after them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
So
Hyper realistic doll.
They're doing it backwards. Like we're trying to make the dolls look more like people, but the people are trying to look more like dolls.
yeah.
That's a joke.
There's going to be a weird uncanny valley where they surpass each other. And it's going to be like the new Ladyboy. Like you're not going to be able to tell. Is that a robot?
Speaking of
That's why if there's
sex dolls,
robot fuck dolls, I'm only taking animals. I'm only
robot
fucking
fuck
animals.
animals.
Only robot animals.
That's sensible.
I don't want to get confused.
What robot fuck animal? What kind of animal would it be? Like a horse or like a dog? Or like
Any
a-
of them. I'll fuck everyone. I'll fuck any
The,
robot.
the entire animal kingdom.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck.
Like you have the shaft that you fuck, but the outside you can replace. So like
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
of
module's the same, and then you just
Wait, so it
you
has the
switch out.
same.
You switch out the
Same
different
vagina.
head.
It has the same. What's the?
Yeah, I don't want a fucking animal vagina.
and probably I'm
That's
assuming
gross.
It's a human vagina.
I'm assuming
I'm
you'll,
gonna fuck
you'll,
robots.
you'll have some hotels where you can bring your own module and then
Oh, you
just
just
plug
plug
it
it
in
into
into whatever.
That'd be sweet.
That's actually
kinda
pretty.
deep.
Yeah, that's it. You keep it around and you just.
It's
Like
hygienic,
It's yours. It's
A
yours.
robot vagina made for you. That
Yeah.
you're like, yes.
and it fits your dick perfectly.
the way you want it, custom built.
Yo, fuck yeah. Dude, I'm getting a little hard right now.
You will.
It's got fake tits. It's got a pair of fake.
Well, everything's
and
fake.
just slap out a pair of tits onto the animal too, because fuck it. You know?
So you're fucking a little rabbit with giant human tits.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's going,
Tits fucking the little-
simple. Ding, ding. Simple.
Yeah,
I don't get the reference.
that's
That's a
TikTok.
TikTok, man. Yeah, get
And the
TikTok.
dance is literally. I think you
That's
have to
all
be.
they do is just go back and forth.
You have to be Asian.
By the way,
to do
what's
this.
going on with this filter where people get horns? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's been
What
out
is
for a
that?
while. I don't know, but
I
it's
don't
super
get it.
popular with hot girls to make them look like it looks
Devils,
like
or-
snails.
It's
That's
like-
what I
it's-
think.
it's like
It
it
looks
No, it's
stretches
like
the
a
skin
devil.
out.
their foreheads out too.
Yeah.
Makes them look like devils.
Oh,
I
I
don't think it looks like devils.
like that chick from fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of.
Kinda, I guess.
I
Yeah.
guess. But to me, it looks like a snail. It doesn't
Yes.
look like devil horns.
Well, girls are
But the,
different.
I mean, I am saying that because that's the only thing I could.
Yeah,
Girls
think
also
of-
think
yeah.
that this is fucking a thing.
You're not dancing.
So like they all think
Well,
that
you guys
dancing.
are obviously watching it. So
Yeah, well,
No,
it's
it works.
Yeah,
It
it's
works.
working.
They're doing great.
I mean, they got my. I follow them.
they got my fucking subscribe.
I like that girls
subscribe
finally
to that
realize
shit
that
every
all
day.
they have to do to dance is do that. Because
Right.
guys have been doing that for like 20 years now.
Yeah.
Once we learned that you could just turn the girl away from you while dancing and just grind her ass and you're a good dancer,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is get a semi-chub and you're a good dancer.
Then you're hooked in, bud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
you want part of it. You gotta let her
You just,
feel.
you just follow her ass with your cock,
Right.
And that's dancing.
And she's also
And
got to
that's
feel
dancing.
your cock.
how
too.
much?
Wait,
like,
yeah, that's the
How
thing.
much better is that than like if you grew up in like
Make
okay,
sure
so
she-
you're
make
like
sure she-
20 in the 50s or whatever,
Yeah.
and you got to do all this crazy shit.
I would-
Well, all we had to
West
do
Side
was,
Story
was
everywhere.
put our dick on her
beautiful.
ass,
Yeah.
and just follow the ass.
Thank you to that guy.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was more like it's more. The most important thing is that she just feels something. She can't just not feel a thing.
You don't want to get.
That's what they
you don't
keep
wanna get
telling her.
fully-
That's why they keep saying to Chris.
looking-
He knows this because this is what the girl says when they keep saying,
I'm
"I'm
looking
not going
at
to dance."
where's your dick? You're like, where's your fucking
Listen,
cock?
I can't feel a thing. What's the
I
point?
want to go back to the 50s where they couldn't feel my dick when I was dancing.
That's what all that dancing around was.
I just to avoid them feeling my dick with their ass. the whole thing.
Chris is going to get really good at
Charleston.
river dancing. Just to,
Yeah, I mean the 50s was like do the monster dance, do that dance, or whatever.
The
Do
monster mash?
Yeah, whatever, monster mash. It was a mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
you did it pretty good.
It had a
That's such a
It'll be done in
1950s.
a flash.
Like,
Song's
dude, that's
ridiculous.
such a like, dude. I think that period in time in America was such a funny. It was so like just like ridiculous, and it was just so like it was like ultra racist, but at the same time just like very. It was a
Well, that was the problem back. That's why
It
things
was
were
like-
so corny.
Yeah, it was so
Because black
corny.
people were separate. Yeah, and they weren't there to tell the white people like, "Yo, you guys got to start putting asses on dicks and
Yeah.
dancing properly."
Yeah,
Because
right.
this monster mash is
I want to
bullshit.
go
Yeah,
back.
and you
I want to go back to the
listen
monster
black
mash.
music back then, like Black American music
Yeah, it
back
was
then
way
was
better.
cool bluesy shit.
Yeah,
right,
and
it
just
is cool.
like,
Yeah, they were already putting asses on dicks.
songs about weed back then, shit ton of weed songs back then.
Were there in the 50s?
Yeah, in the 50s, 40s,
And having
50s.
sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Wow, interesting.
Fun stuff.
Wow, what are white people? What were they dancing? What were they singing about?
Well, it wasn't good until they started copying the shit that the black people were doing.
It's crazy, dude.
They're doing like, how much is that doggy in the window? Like shit like that. Shit like that.
Until
Yeah.
Elvis
Until
started
Elvis started
appropriating.
doing the good shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And Elvis stole from
like
apparently, right?
Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
And
Little Richard.
Little Richard.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
Yes
it's
and
not.
no.
I don't think it's stealing so much.
It's just
the
fucking-
shit's
No,
just
it's
good.
fucking appreciating it.
Yeah.
It's just doing it. It's not even stealing. It's just I'm doing it too. Fuck you. Like
Yeah. I don't like the like.
That wasn't
Cultural appropriation.
That's not cultural
Like,
appropriation.
okay, I get it. Don't wear, don't wear a fucking chief headdress and go to the festival.
well, why
See,
not?
that's it. But if
I
you're
think
a
that's
chef,
okay.
if you're cooking and you're like all of a sudden you're French and you want to cook Japanese,
Yeah, why the fuck
yeah,
not?
of course. When you're talking about arts, it should
Yeah.
be you shouldn't be dealing with
Right.
it.
That's the whole.
Wait, but what's wrong with me dressing like a Native American and going to a game?
Well, because it's like disrespectful. Because
Yeah.
it's like a caricature of it.
Oh,
you don't
I'm
know-
sorry. Was that
No,
disrespectful
because you don't know-
compared to what the rest of the white America did?
yeah, like-
wiping. I didn't wipe anyone out. I didn't give anyone blankets with smallpox. Why can't I dress like a Native
I
American?
would guess that you wouldn't know anything about whoever you're dressing and actually putting it on. And if you put on all that equipment and knew what you're actually putting on, you wouldn't do it. That would
Now,
be
well,
my guess.
With
That
one
would just be
difference,
my guess.
if Chris
Does that make sense?
wore
Okay.
the-
Or else you just put on a
Right.
cartoon of a person.
Well, what if I? All right,
Yeah,
so
but if you
It's
want,
kind of
if you-
like it.
All right, I'm
Putting on the
dressing up
headdress
like
is kind of like blackface. Like
I'm
it's
dre-
like a
Yeah,
caricature.
I'm dressing up.
yeah, but if Chris went to a Native American convention with a headdress, nobody would question
That's true. Nobody would know the difference.
Yeah, I don't think people would give me.
You wouldn't get any shit for it.
Yeah, I think we'd be okay.
They'd be like me when I first met you. Like, hey, are you native, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would get shit.
So wait, you so
But you
said
know what I'm
yes.
saying
So
with
if,
that,
if I
right?
dress up just like a regular, if I just dress up
To a point.
like a Indian and I'm not specific,
Yeah, so
then
you're
it's
putting
wrong.
on like jeans and a
a
plaid
jean, a
shirt.
jean jacket
Yeah.
on
All right,
top of
cowboy
that.
boots.
Well, okay, what if I did that, but it's have a single feather sticking up out of the back?
Well, they don't dress like that
Yeah,
anymore.
But no, that's
or
that's how
probably any of them.
You
Or
think?
one single.
just one
thing.
feather, just
Yeah.
or like a brown vest with a feather in my hair and like like John Redcorn
But did,
from
but
King of Hill.
did Little Richard get paid for the songs that Elvis did? Or not?
No.
That's what I don't know. I don't
Well,
know
did
the history of
he
it.
did he actually rip off the songs or just the
Yeah,
style?
entire. Blue Suede Shoes is a Little Richard song.
But back then, people were just
Tutti
like,
Frutti, Little Richard
I mean,
song.
back then Elvis probably didn't get paid for the song.
and Little Richard might not have even, I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
back then, a lot of songs were just kind of like folk songs, and they were being shared around a lot and stuff. Because like so many of the blues songs,
Yeah, you're right. And
nobody even knows who
Same
wrote
with
them.
comedy back then. That was like
Yeah, I
the
guess.
vaudeville. Everybody just told jokes as long as you didn't say it.
I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts,
You know?
but I think that a lot of the
Yeah.
anger is not just cultural appropriation; it's also like
Yeah.
copyright and
Yeah,
intellectual
yeah, yeah.
property.
Well, it's
and,
just there could be wealth there for someone else,
Yeah.
and it's not.
I think it's more like, oh, fuck, now you like it. Now it's all popular.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for years and you guys have
Yeah.
been ignoring it. Maybe that's...
Not just that, they're probably getting in trouble for playing that,
But they were,
racist,
yeah.
racist slur music,
But it's also now you like it because I assume the recording companies were promoting it widely across
Oh, yeah,
America
yeah,
instead of
absolutely.
just not letting. And there was
But
no internet, so
they were
like,
only promoting it
Right.
because
Yeah.
it was because
because
it was
because a
hot.
beautiful white man singing it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
But it's
Elvis was
also
pretty
it's a new jam. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain playing, like
So is it
Austin.
is that Asian Elvis racist?
No.
No.
Appropriation?
Because white people don't get mad when people appropriate white people's stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's stupid.
Well, in general,
It's kinda
like,
stupid. Alright, so-
I
No,
think,
but wait.
Alright,
But
so-
no, because Elvis is a person. So you want to dress up like an Asian? You could dress up like Bruce Lee. A white guy could dress up like Bruce Lee. But if he takes tape and then does that, then it's wrong. You know?
But what if I'm not offended when you do this?
We already
Well,
talked
other-
about that.
other
We don't care.
people-
What if
Yeah,
I
other people
don't?
would be.
What if I'm proud of my small ass
what
size?
if, what if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
it?
And it's a sign of my
You
pride.
should be proud. That's
so I don't mind, right?
But
Yeah,
so,
you
so
have
back
better-
back to the Native American thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I'm dressing up like a Native American, and there's proud Native Americans like, oh, hey, fucking right on there, brother, and like whatever.
You just sounded Canadian there.
yeah. We're talking
Hey, I
about
like your head. You like your feathers there, brother.
First Nation. We're talking about First Nation.
Yeah. I
First
like
Nation.
your outfit there.
I like your outfit there. Where'd you get your headdress? Where'd you get your blue feathers? I'm sorry.
See, now
it's, not,
getting-
it's stupid and not funny, and
Yeah.
this is bad.
Okay, but still, it's an interesting
right, but
topic.
but I'm just saying. So is that wrong to do that?
If what I think it's how dumb you make it look, how uneducated you are
If you
Alright.
show that
Showing
you're
tribute.
appreciative, tribute, homage, like if you're respectful and you
Alright.
So
appreciate.
you want to go to a Kansas City Chiefs game and go there with an axe and go, oh.
Well, why not?
Because then that's what I was saying earlier.
Can I go to a
It's like
Chiefs game?
you're-
Can I go to a Chiefs game?
Yeah,
dressed
you can
like
go to a Chiefs
like a
game.
Plains Indian.
No, because you're making go ahead, but you're going to be a kind of a dick because you're caricaturing it.
What if I'm?
But if you dress up like John Redcorn,
okay, how about this?
fine.
But what if I'm
Well,
sexy
you know what?
though?
This is
What if I'm really
interesting, though,
sexy?
'cause I'm on Team Chiefs fan.
What if I'm sexy?
Like that's the guy is because we talked about this before, right? Like I'm not a fan of the Cleveland Indians. Like the name is stupid, right? Or like the Redskins are bad, but Chiefs are not bad. And now you're wearing a Chiefs headdress. That's interesting. I
So,
don't know.
so here's the thing about this.
Especially if it's foam, maybe that's cool. I don't know. Like
That's
if
cool.
it's obviously
If
a
it's like-
cartoon.
yeah. So then if it caricatures enough, then it's like, well, I'm just doing the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Think about this. Okay, so
But the logo is just like a fucking tomahawk, isn't it?
Yeah.
all right, so
Sorry.
I'm at a Chiefs game.
Chiefs is an arrow.
Chiefs is an arrow, right?
Braves is.
Oh, right.
Oh, fuck.
I think one of the issues. I mean, as a foreigner, is that a lot of these chiefs and Indians, it's like a generic name. Whereas I assume in the Indian tribes, so Native American tribes, there's many different cultures
Sure.
and sets of subcultures.
That's why I think it's
So
thing
if
like
they were called the Cherokees or the Iroquois or the whatever they are from whatever region,
it would be less.
and then those people were sort of like certifying that this chant is okay to be chanted at the stadium, or these face paints or whatever are traditional. Do it. Go ahead. We want you to promote our culture. That'd be great.
That actually is the case with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
And also with the Florida State Seminoles.
You know what the real thing is,
And
though?
nobody's mad about
Here's
those
the
because
thing.
it's the actual
All right. So
tribe that was in the
that's
region,
great.
But
and
it's
it's like
good.
a respectful portrayal of it.
All right, so listen, if I'm a Chiefs fan, or even a Red, or so think about the Redskins. All right,
It's not even Redskins anymore. It's the football team from
Sure,
Washington.
but
or
think about this.
They didn't even come up with a name. They have no logo.
They were so stupid to keep
The
that name
Washington
for so
football
long.
team.
What you know?
all right, fine. Let's go to
They
Chiefs.
were
then.
already so
All right?
stupid to keep that name.
I'm a
for so
Chiefs.
long.
Let's say I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm also fucking like yoked. I have like an Arnold Schwarzenegger body.
Yeah, sweet.
and I'm fucking
Like
yoked
back in the day, right?
And I'm right,
Oiled
80s,
up?
like 80s Mr. Universe body. And I'm at a Chiefs game. I got the headdress on. I'm just appropriating the fuck out of Indian culture. I got war paint on.
Yeah.
But I'm ripped, so it looks good. And then it's okay. Then no one gives a fuck.
Maybe.
But if I'm a fat fuck and
But
I'm
I
a
would
slob,
assume that
and
some
I'm-
Native Americans will see you and be like, "You're a fucking buffoon."
But some people see that, but oh, that dude's a beast. Like that dude's a fucking
Yeah, you will look
killer.
amazing, but
Right, you look
only
amazing.
people that will not know the culture will think that, and people that know the
think
culture
so?
will think maybe you will look amazing. Be like, oh, that's a big guy, but he's also saying words that make no sense, wearing a
All right,
headdress that
a
doesn't fit.
what if
with
it was a
that war
swole?
paint.
What if it was a swole black dude? Would you say that?
If you were what?
If it was a swole black dude that went in there, just like a, if it was a black Arnold Schwarzenegger, like a fucking Ronnie Coleman,
Well,
ass dude.
Like,
So-
wait, baby.
right?
I'd say
and he was
this-
wearing a headdress. Would he be? Because he's so ripped and his,
Yeah.
you know, like I swear to God, it's all about the person. It comes down to the individual and what their aesthetic is. And if they're
Not really,
ugly,
no.
if they're a slob,
No.
then it's offensive.
I don't really think so at
No,
all.
as a Spanish person, any American from any race or any non-Spanish person from any country or any color that misappropriates and misunderstands Spanish shit
Like what?
bothers me
like
equally.
if I dress
Like
like,
if
a
you
car,
dress up
a
like a
mariachi
mariachi
student,
like,
yes.
like not understanding like
No, like, if I
like-
went to Spain and I dressed up like a mariachi.
yeah, so okay, that'd be like fuck off.
You're just wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like
Well, you're
I'll go to
I know, but that's not Spanish. And
That's
I'm not. I'm
Mexican.
Puerto Rican.
yeah, but I've
Okay,
been
I
to
see.
Spanish restaurants, real Spanish, Spanish cuisine restaurants in the U.S. and
Yeah.
all the food is shit, and all the recipes are misunderstood, presentation is misunderstood, the names of the dishes are wrong for what it is,
Okay.
for a bunch of them. All of it, and it's not about whether you're black. I don't care. It's just like this is not what it is. You're
that-
getting it wrong.
So they're just doing a shitty job of it. That's different from being offended that they're even trying.
No, they're not trying because they're making money out of selling a culture, but they're misrepresenting the culture.
That's happens here in Bangkok with American food. It's shit American food.
Well, it's
and
just universal.
And it's shit. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
like
you just do shitty
French
versions.
fries
I
are
would
French
think the
fries are
same
not
thing.
American.
I
French
think the
fries
same
are
thing. There are
Here they go American breakfast. and it's 2 fucking runny ass sunny side up eggs
we don't eat
that were cut by like those stupid cookie cutters.
Yeah.
Right, and then they've got a fucking hot dog that they peel for some reason that they cut.
they like blow
and
up
then
with a
they spray it out.
firecracker.
like
I
it's a
can't look at
fucking-
that. That scares me. Those like.
Yeah, make it look like an octopus.
Yeah,
for
it
some
looks like
fucking
somebody
reason.
put a firecracker in a dick.
Yeah, no, it scares me. I can't look at it. I can't look at it. It's gross.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is not an American breakfast.
That's not what Americans eat. An American breakfast is more like
A bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
fried chicken.
or just normal bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
Not
bacon,
these
eggs,
stupid
toast.
cut up
Bacon,
hot
eggs,
dog.
toast.
With like a
And they
fucking
put tomato. They always give you
yeah,
tomato.
yeah.
too.
And then sometimes they try to they put a fucking like lotus flower on the plate.
Yeah,
Get
what?
the fuck out of here,
Or like
Asia.
it'd be more like a
That's what I
chocolate
just put the
chip.
table up. Get it fucking right.
I wish they had like they don't have good. I don't know. I like chicken. Seriously, this is what I don't understand. The chicken and waffles things never happened here.
It's amazing.
There used to be chicken and waffles at Bonchon, but like this is such a chicken culture. Like everything is chicken. KFC is the most popular thing.
Yo, but I
Right.
heard. Sorry to cut you off, but real quick, I heard KFC here. They don't even sell original recipe anymore.
No, they don't.
They only sell like weird fucking like
Different
Thai
flavors and
spicy
shit.
versions.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good, but it's
No, it's not
but
the
you-
original.
But you can't even get the
You
original
can't
here
get
because
the
it doesn't
original.
sell. They want to have like the spicier shit.
Yeah,
So chicken culture.
yeah. It's everything revolves around chickens here, basically. Even sex, right? Especially sex.
You notice
But-
a giant egg shortage? You guys shop?
Yeah.
You've noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Eggs are really it's really hard to find eggs in the
Because
city now.
Craig was telling me, Craig, our buddy who lives in Vietnam.
Yeah, he was saying some shit about it.
He was. I don't know if I already said this on here or if I was just telling you guys, but in Vietnam now the lockdown is so intense that they give everybody. Nobody's allowed to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And they give everybody a card. It's like your papers that show when you're allowed to leave your
Go
apartment
shopping.
to go grocery shopping.
yeah.
And he was texting me. He's like, "Yo, I can't find eggs or milk anywhere. Are you seeing any food shortages in Bangkok?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah, well,
I couldn't find pickles for a minute, but that's kind of niche.
That's like a niche white guy problem.
Yeah.
That's not a.
Yeah,
There
but
was eggs, bakery. There was some bakery shit that happened up in north. There was like a bakery that got COVID, and so there was a lot of bakery for a while, like bread not happening. But now it's eggs and cigarettes.
cigarettes.
At least the
really.
things that are affecting me. I'm sure there's other stuff missing.
I think it's
So you
just. I
mostly-
think
when
it's
you
just
go
your
grocery
7.
shopping.
No, dude, it's,
I buy
it's
eggs and
ordering on
cigarettes.
Grab. I've gone to different, on Grab. You could go to different markets.
So, yeah.
Because I get a shit ton of eggs. It's the cheapest, easiest, healthiest thing to eat all the time.
But even in like the Thai markets,
Yeah.
like not the actual Tesco or whatever the fuck, but like just the normal markets.
I don't.
There's no eggs.
I don't go there.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
You want to
Do
step
I
on
look-
COVID?
Do I look like that?
That's all relative to whatever we're used to. Like, for instance, I go to 7-Eleven. For me, it's like Toasties and like paninis and little sandwiches.
yeah.
Those they're always out of them now.
You know the baller one that's like kind of on a croissant with fucking
Yeah.
ham and spinach and shit.
Yeah, okay,
that one's
yeah.
the best.
It's a good one.
That's
Or it's
cool.
not. It's like a Danish almost.
I don't like that
Fucking
one.
delicious.
What's it called? What's the flavor is? I never
I
had
don't
this.
remember. It's like fucking spinach, ham, and the
Ah,
bread
okay.
is like it's
like a
like a
croissant.
Danish bread or like a croissant.
It's super flaky.
Have you
I
had?
never know like how to say that. Like
Croissant.
if I go croissant,
Have you
I sound
tried-
like a dick.
have you tried
But if I go
7-Eleven?
like croissant, I can't do it the way that people who can't
You
say
can't say,
croissant
oh.
do.
Le quoi?
Croissant.
Have you
If you
tried?
go-
I like the bread that's shaped
Well, that's
like
how
a
I
moon.
pronounce it.
Yeah,
I say.
but it's fair. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
Croissants, dude.
That's
Have you had 7-Eleven paninis?
They have paninis now.
Yeah, dude, and they're fucking delicious. I go there every day and look for a panini, and they're never there.
So there's a panini
It
shortage.
was there. There's a
Because
so
you're
for
the
me,
only
it's a-
motherfucker eating the
Right.
paninis.
But it's just like, yeah, that's my expat problem.
You have competition in the neighborhood. I think this is what's happening.
Panini. So yeah,
That's true.
There's
Like,
more than one Chris in the neighborhood. Like, all of the
I-
paninis.
now that
Yeah,
now that
please.
Brian moved out of my neighborhood, there's the pineapple. There's little pineapple danishes that I love. That he used to have. I found out he would eat at least one a day. Those little pineapple danishes that I like. And I can go to my
competing.
7-Eleven and be gone. Like every other day, it would be gone.
isn't that weird that we're technically all competing for resources?
Yes.
Like every day when we eat.
More so now than ever.
Like I want to go to the store and get that last.
I've already figured out how to murder all three of you guys just in case.
Take
you
our
need
eggs.
chips.
Jesus.
Like
Take
Batman
our
in,
eggs.
in League of.
It's getting scary, dude.
But normally, like that is kind of wild because like when Craig said that, I was like, well, fucking in Thailand, it's usually like food is just plentiful. Like you can get anything in Bangkok, and it's never a fucking problem. So that's a little worrying that we're actually seeing shortages.
well,
of
we're
shit.
not. They're seeing.
I'm right here. I'm part of we.
Yeah, but
saying.
well, listen, I'm
Cal said it. My
But I'm
girlfriend said
saying
it too. My girlfriend had said it.
You're not looking hard. You're not looking hard enough, right?
You're not
That's
looking,
what,
you gotta
you're
look
not
inside
looking,
the chicken.
You're not looking hard enough.
You really want an egg? You go
Listen,
get that egg.
How could there be an egg shortage if there's not a chicken shortage? All right, there's chicken everywhere. KFC's open. All right, if there's chicken,
Because first,
right?
come
Am I
the-
not?
but you
am I
kill
crazy?
it. If you start eating all the chickens, that's when you all of a sudden have the egg shortage.
I suppose. I suppose an egg shortage
And
would
then
come
comes
first.
the chicken shortage.
Yeah, so
It goes first. It goes
right. The
egg shortage and then chicken, because no matter what comes first, the chicken or the egg, what ends last is
The shortage.
but the first thing that's a shortage is eggs, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. The joke's not tight.
So wait, but how would you murder each of us?
Oh, each one of you guys, you're easy. I
Okay,
really
but
didn't think about it.
Here's how you murder Rick.
Yeah.
Ow.
I throw you over a balcony or something like that. Make it look like a suicide, and be like, "Joke's on you." Make a joke about that, you depressed fuck.
It would be so easy to murder Lex. It would.
Yeah.
You just drive
Justin,
like
I'd
a,
push him in front of a car. And Chris, I've been slowly killing with diabetes. Yeah.
I would just dress up like a Grab food driver, and then when you come downstairs, I just fucking hit you with a hammer on the head or some shit.
It was really violent.
But that's funny though.
So he's like, couldn't you be like, hey, is this sunrise tacos for you? You'd be like, oh yeah, totally.
I'd be like, Chris, why are you trying to take my food again?
It's funny thing you said about Justin, because I have an irrational fear of getting pushed into traffic or in front of a train.
That's not
so
irrational.
So I'll never walk next to the
Yeah, that's why I know.
next to the side
Because he's been
the side
studying.
of the sidewalk
Yeah, 'cause I've been
or at
watching
the edge
you
of a
guys.
platform. I always like stay back.
That's not irrational at all.
But you'll always, whenever I have you go out to the balcony and I say, "Hey, Rick, check this out," you're completely comfortable just looking right over the thing.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been? I had shitty friends that would like
Push
murder-
into traffic.
They would
Shake
fuck.
you,
Well, yeah, they would fuck with you. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, I've had that. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Hundreds of friends.
That's pretty
Every
normal.
every guy I've ever
Every-
met up will do that
yeah,
to me. Yeah,
of course.
Every
Yeah.
guy. Every
I
guy.
love my favorite. Like, I could never get mad at when we walk. If we're walking together and there's a snowbank next to
Oh,
us,
and just push the
you
guy right
just
into
throw a
it.
guy. Yeah.
Or there's another person walking by and you kind
Yes.
of nudge your friend and nudge him into the person, and then he looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that all the
When
time.
I get nudged by that guy, I'm like, "Good job, guys!" Like, I'm
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
for
you're
them.
like,
I'm like,
"Oh,
"You
you
guys are
got
good
it."
friends.
Yeah.
That's nice."
Nothing wrong with a little horseplay.
Yeah.
I do that. I push my girl.
I always push
my-
whatever. Yeah,
I
whatever
push my
girl I'm
I do it
dating,
all the time.
she's going into the
She's
snowbank.
going in all the time.
As soon as there's a snowbank, she's fucking going in.
Dude, with your girl, do you ever realize like I spend like let's say out of 100 interactions, like 75% of them are like me fucking with her, like me like teasing,
Sure.
or like pushing her into traffic, or not traffic, but like other people, like other people,
Snowbanks.
are just like pulling a hat off her head, just like
You
dumb
make fun
shit.
of her,
Yeah, just goofy shit. Are you guys like that, or am I just immature?
No,
Yeah,
I
you're
like
a 5-year-old.
But it's but the girls do it too. It's
Go
like
ahead.
you play fight and shit, and it's always kind of funny because you could always win if you really wanted to.
Has your girl ever said stop? You play too much.
No, because she
Anything
always
like that?
starts it, and I'll like grab her and be like, "That's enough. Go back down, calm. All right, let's watch some fucking movie."
I can't
Oh
afford to
my
play
God.
fight.
Why?
I can't guarantee
Because
that I
you
can
because
stop
you
it.
win.
It might end badly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's scary.
Wait, do you think your girl could beat you up if it really came down to it?
You got length. You got like the reach.
Yeah.
Would you be scared to punch
This
your
is
wife in
a
the face?
hilarious
if you needed
question.
to?
I think here's the thing, okay? I think, and this is not me. I think she's less afraid of violence than me. It'd be more difficult for me to be in a fight with her than for her
Right.
to be in a fight with me. We had to really fight.
Right.
Oh,
So
wow.
you would probably hold back. You wouldn't want to give her one of those long ass punches, and then she would get inside your guard and fuck you up.
Probably, yeah.
The inside.
No, but she
pull
like
the uppercut.
like
Does she come
I
at
would
you
go.
with flails like this.
I have no idea, but I'd probably
Well,
try
you
to
could
like.
just do the cartoon fucking hand on
Yeah,
the
but
head.
like.
Have you ever seen girls fight?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
I love it.
I'll tell you the craziest fight I ever
World star.
saw. I remember I was like 17 or 18, and I was at the park with 3 of my friends, and they were girls. They were my best friend's younger sisters. Not little sisters, but they were like a year younger than us. And I used to hang out with them, and we would throw eggs at houses and shit. They would drive. It was just fun. It was just fun shit. And we were at the park one day, right? And it's nighttime, and there's a bunch of people there, right? And I'm going to say there were a certain minority of people of very popular urban areas.
That makes it sound way worse than just saying they were black.
All right, it was like, I don't know, maybe like...
Were you uncomfortable around them that you have to talk about? Are these your friends, really, or are they just some people that you saw?
No, it was like, dude, there's probably like 20 girls there, and maybe 15 of them were black, and 5 of them were
Off black.
like white and like Latina or something like that, but they were all like kind of ratchet, kind of hood chicks, right? And we're at this park, and it's this big field, and out of nowhere, we see another car drive like super slowly, and he just starts driving over this fucking soccer field, basically. And it's blasted music, dude, right?
Fucking
it's blasted. Dude, it's crazy. Yeah. And it's a Jeep. It was a Jeep Wrangler, and there was a dude standing in the back. And I'm like, and these kids, this dude went to my school, I think. I'm pretty sure he went to my school. And apparently all these girls wanted to beat the fuck out of him for some reason. Apparently he beat his, yeah, apparently he was dating one of them, and then he hit her or something like that.
Okay, cool.
So all these girls gathered up to talk, like to just meet up, and they were gonna kick his ass basically. Wow. They wanted to fight him. So they went to this this guy drove up on this field, right? And then can I just start over?
No, can you hurry up?
Can you actually tell the story?
All right, listen. One time I was at the park with like probably 20 people, right? And it was like 15 black girls, like 5 other chicks that were like white and Latina.
And then just you?
And then me. Yeah, I swear to God, it was me. I have a picture. I'll show you. We took a picture after this.
Wait.
How did you end up at that park?
Because
why were you there?
I was because I was a funny dude. I could.
No, when you left your house and then you ended up at this park out of nothingness.
Yeah. Well, we would drive around and throw eggs at houses and
so
shit.
You were not alone.
No, I was with 2 girls. I was with Kaylin and Danielle. They were my.
Okay.
And for some reason, all these girls were at the park. They wanted to fight this guy. Apparently, he had beat one of them. He was dating them. He's dating a girl and had hit her or something like that. So there was supposed to be a fight happening. So it was all like the ratchetest girls at my school meeting up at this park. And then out of nowhere, all right, there's this giant field, like a football field. All right, it's a soccer field. This car comes and just starts driving slow as fuck over it. And it's a Jeep Wrangler, and it's driving super slow, and there's music blaring, and there's a dude standing in the back just fucking getting driven, right? And what do
you mean standing on the back, like standing?
It's a Jeep Wrangler.
Standing on the bumper? Oh, okay, one of those. Yeah.
So he's and so he's standing like Stifler in American Pie.
Right.
Like that, basically. And so he drives up to us, and the lights are shining at like all the girls, right? And the music's blasting, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? And then he jumps out, and the girls attack him, and he literally just starts swinging, and there's a fucking stack. It was like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon.
So wait, he's already in trouble for beating women.
Yeah, dude, and he hops.
I shouldn't have laughed at this.
Swear to God, he hops out of the back, and like 8 girls rushed him, dude, and he took out. I swear to God, there was a pile of like five chicks. And he was just hitting all these chicks, dude.
And then they're looking at you like, "Are you gonna do anything about this?" You're just like,
yeah.
Well, I was, oh, hey, what's up, Kevin? Hey, what's up, dude? Holy shit, that's crazy. I'm like, hey. No, I wasn't in my place, and he was like,
how old were you?
17. But he was also, I don't know what it was. Not. I didn't want to give. I don't know.
Well, it was back when it wasn't
and these
that
girls,
bad to hit a girl.
Well, it was also these girls were like these girls were coming at him. These girls attacked him. They attacked him.
He didn't need to go there.
Well, he didn't need to go there, right? Of course not.
He didn't need to pull up in a Jeep Wrangler
with
music. But at this point, he got out and they charged his ass.
Yeah. Who won?
And he was, dude. Dude, there was like a fucking pile of girls. I'll never forget. It was crazy.
Yeah, but there was more. There was 15 girls.
There was every girl got hit in the face.
But did he get hit?
Yeah, I think. But he didn't go down. He didn't go down or nothing. And then like he got his shirt ripped or something. I don't know. But he eventually just got like it was crazy. It was
got back in his
became mayor.
And he didn't go to jail or anything.
No, dude. He got back in his car,
and
then they drove. Then they U-turned and drove off, or they drove through the fucking park and.
I'm gonna guess that he really did hit the girls, so he deserves an ass kicking. But when you jump by 7 girls,
then you have the right to defend yourself.
Right, but the thing is, So I don't know what he did to garner that, but he did get attacked, and I just saw the retaliation, I guess.
But can I ask about?
Crazy.
So you were driving around with your two girlfriends,
Right. One of the girls was driving. Yeah.
So and you're just riding along with them because you
Correct.
want to bang both of them, and they instigate making you do weird shit like throwing eggs and shit at people's houses.
no,
And they're
these were
instigating
like-
mischief, and you're just going along with it
They were like
to get laid, right?
No, I could
that's,
chill.
That's the story.
Back
Those are your
then-
friends.
Well, no. These two girls were funny, and I loved hanging out with them. They were
Okay.
it was fun. It was fun, and we liked making fun of people, and it was just we fuck up people's houses. We drive around, throw eggs at people, and TP houses. They were always down to do like juvenile shit, and I'm like, my friends were like, I want to.
I mean, you were juveniles.
Yeah, like my friends would always like my closest guy friends would always want to do drugs and get pussy. And smoke weed.
You're
But
supposed
I'm like, yo, let's fucking fuck someone's house up, or like let's do. And then, but their sisters were always down.
right. So
for
you're,
that,
so
so I'm
you're
like, all right,
17, but you're doing 14-year-old shit.
Technically,
When you're
yeah.
17, you're supposed to be
Right.
doing drugs and trying to get laid.
Yeah, but I was always down to do juvenile because that's fun to me. Ding dong ditching, like no one wants. Like I'm like I don't want to just run right now. It's so stupid. I'm like, dude, we can go knock on a window or knock on a door and run and we'll hide and they come out and no one's there. Like fucking
That shit
idiot.
that shit is hilarious.
Dumbass. What a dumb fuck. Yeah.
But I relate to that because when I went to Spain on holidays every summer, like most of the kids my age were all like doing a lot of drugs,
Yeah.
like heavy drug users. So
Yeah.
I was hanging out mostly with the younger brothers because they were doing nothing and just doing dumb shit all day long.
Watching porn.
And I was just having fun.
Watching anime.
But the other ones were just like heavy. They're just like, I don't want to deal with any of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with this guy, he beat up
Yeah.
7
I
girls.
I can imagine his face, but I don't know his name. But yeah, dude, he's black.
Do you ever? So
He was a nice dude. I know him. I remember he was.
Is he a nice dude?
He was a nice dude to me, but I think he
That's you.
was just like people were just. I think he was facing a certain level of disrespect and subjectiveness from these girls, so he felt like he had to kind of like, beat them all up. I guess I don't know.
I don't know because his choice to approach the situation was, I'm going to
Sure.
drive through with a Jeep Wrangler,
Right.
standing at the back,
Right.
with the lights on and blaring music,
Right.
and do a whole confrontation towards a group of people. That doesn't seem like a very diplomatic, like.
Yeah, but,
Well,
Hey,
the-
you know, I like
listen,
where you
but
guys
these are
are.
American girls.
Not to
Bro,
justify it, but he's 17, so he's not making the best decision.
No,
out there.
clearly,
And
yeah.
these
And
girls
you got
are.
it feels like at that time you probably got a whole community going to attack you, and you don't want to get jumped either. I don't know if you probably lived in an area
No,
similar,
yeah.
like you walk around the street by yourself, you might get jumped, right?
Maybe there's an area. Yeah.
So he might want to
Not-
go
not
and
really,
approach
though.
her and be like, all right, you want to fucking do it, I'm ready now.
I think it was like some teenager shit. Like we got to settle this.
Yeah.
Well, the girls at my school were like the most ratchet girls. So like, just the most, just like I don't know, just ratchet, dude. Just like
Yeah, we know.
just crazy, ratchet. Like there was a chick. I remember there was a fight at my school. This chick took her belt and attached the padlock to the loop, and then started using like a weapon.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's funny.
That's
It's funny.
intense.
And
You're
like,
this is horrible. This could really hurt.
Yeah, no, it was fucking dangerous. Like we went to a really like the girls at my school were fucking.
Malicious.
They were lions or lionesses or whatever. They were like fucking just predators, bro. They were scary and loud and dangerous, dude. And this guy had to fight 15 of them or whatever. So I'm like, dude, I would have got my. If
respect.
that was me, I would have got the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah,
I would have
because
fucking
they
died.
had an advantage.
This guy,
Chris, if you had to fight a girl, now we're gonna. It's a woman, professional fighter.
okay,
Professional fighter.
Fuck you up.
But
Destroyed.
any discipline you think Chris is gonna lose?
Well, it's,
Any size.
so not MMA,
No, that's
but
not-
like you do
Any
karate.
weight
It
class?
is.
Any weight class?
Any weight class. So this is what I'm saying. So this is
Professional
how
fighter?
big of a woman or what discipline do you think? Give me a size and discipline that would be like give you a challenge.
Yo, I'm pretty sure I could beat up that girl.
Because he
who
was
won
in the
that.
Marines too, by the way. It's not like he's
So-
not. He's
Yeah,
the
he's
biggest
had
guy
training.
here.
He's had training.
So,
Yeah.
so if
He's
Chris
combat
had
training.
to fight that chick that won the Taekwondo gold medal,
Yeah.
you could probably take her.
how much does she weigh?
She's like in the
120?
ultra lightweight category.
Yeah, she
so
was
she's
like
like
120
fucking
pounds.
like 40 kgs.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
not
even
a-
a.
that's
yeah,
not-
that's
That's
not a
like
big
that's
question.
less than half of you.
Now maybe a 120 girl who knows jujitsu really well might be able to take him out.
Like
Nah,
Ronda,
she-
Ronda
Taekwondo.
Rousey or something.
But I'm sure she
like
could be
that.
really quick. Here's the thing, like she would be quick and hit me in the
Yeah.
face she could fuck me up for sure.
She
But
might get
if she has enough force to knock me out, then yeah, I'd be knocked out.
But if you get a hold of her,
she could get through and knock me out.
But if you get a hold of her,
But if I
You think she could knock you out?
Well,
She has
if I
less
grabbed her-
muscle,
let's-
less
if I-
bone
let's say-
density.
let's
She's not
say I
throwing you a
grab-
man's punch.
well, how would I even fight her?
Just throw her against the wall.
Just fight her.
Just grab her by the ankles. No,
If
it's
I was able to even land, here's the thing,
Like Hulk.
they're quick. So if I could land a punch, then maybe I could really fuck them up. But that's if I even was able to land a punch, because these chicks
they're pretty quick.
they're quick, dude. So it's all about how quick they are. I honestly think that
So tie you out in the
I
third
would
round.
be able to.
Drop your fat ass.
I could beat the shit out of every girl that weighs less than 160 pounds.
Okay.
Right? That's where I'm
160-pound girl.
that ain't no joke.
not a small
That ain't
girl.
no joke.
Yeah, and that's muscle. That's not like
muscle,
a
bro. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it there.
It's not a Walmart
and I'm-
receptionist.
And if we're talking about a fight to the death, then I would say, if it was a fight to the death,
You're winning.
all right, I'm gonna raise it to 180, and
Yeah.
everything I'm winning against everyone.
Yo, 180.
Yeah,
That's like a chick that's like my size.
right.
I'm 190, so it's
Right.
like a chick that's a bit smaller than me.
Yeah.
right. Well,
That's
her
a big
mass, she
chick.
has the
And
equal amount of
good
mass.
if she's good at fighting,
Yeah.
yeah,
she'll
Yeah.
probably
scared.
fuck you up.
Yeah. She'll
Maybe.
definitely make both you guys.
But
stop
she's a
calling her
girl,
chick.
so I'll just punch her in the boobies or whatever. I don't know. I'll just
Just punch her right in the
I'll just suck on
vagina.
her
But
boobies.
if they're professional fighters, they're used to getting punched in the boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
So it's like
If she's an actual
right.
MMA chick, you
What was it like to
160,
punch a girl in the
160, not
boobs?
MMA, just a specific discipline.
Okay.
So 160 jiu-jitsu, she's taking you out. You're going to concede to that, most likely.
Jiu-jitsu 160?
Yeah.
I mean, do I have to fight? I don't know jiu-jitsu. Do I have to fight jiu-jitsu?
No, you can do whatever you want. But
yeah,
she's-
fight to the death.
Yeah, I'll just stand here and like if she comes near me, I'll punch you in the face. Like I'm not.
But
I'm
I
think
just
she's taking
stand
you
she'll
out.
take
this.
you down and get you in a fucking
just wrap
arm
you
bar
up.
and
A
break your
160?
arm, and then
What
you're
do you
done.
think? I could pick up a
break
one.
your knee,
a
break
one.
your ankle.
We're talking like
But
Ronda
she
Rousey. How
know-
big was
she
Ronda
know-
Rousey?
She's probably about like
About
160,
that, right? Yeah,
Oh,
I think
fuck
Ronda
that.
Rousey.
She would
was-
know
No, Ronda
leverage,
Rousey's
and she would fuck you up.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, they know what you're doing.
And there's like 4 girls who fucked up Ronda Rousey now, 5, right? So I mean, all
yeah,
those
yeah.
girls.
There was a thing on
Yeah.
I don't know how staged it was, but there was just like a normal dude fighting Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like a real fight or anything. It was just like
Yeah.
sparring, and she took him down like instantly, and he was
Yeah.
like a big, like in shape dude.
All right, Chris. Now,
I think violence
Ronda
is wrong.
Rousey's in a Jeep Wrangler driving across the
But
field.
it depends. It depends.
And she's come to kick the shit out of you. How many of us do you need to help you out?
You've been in a bunch of fights.
20. No, but
None of them are real.
compared
fights.
to you guys.
No, but
maybe,
he's
but
been
realistically.
punched. Like I haven't.
Yeah,
been,
so
like,
have I,
haven't-
but
yeah.
they're scuffles. They're not.
Yeah,
like,
but and how
I
much
got punched.
training have you had in terms of fighting?
They give us
Did you had any prior
there's
training
McMahon, so like
to
they,
get to the Marines?
in the Marines, you can earn different belts.
But did you do any martial arts before joining the Marines?
Never. I've never done martial arts like at
How much training have you had?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, what kind of
Like,
training?
what
did you get in
how
the
do
Marines?
we know? Like, can you
Oh,
fight?
You box.
I'm
You
sorry.
box. I know you got your ass kicked by some dude.
You got
You don't
yeah.
tell that story,
Yeah.
but what other like you guys box?
But
a
that
lot?
wasn't.
Do
But
you
they didn't
remember-
teach me boxing. They
They taught you to sneak behind a
All
guy
right.
and just stab him in the neck.
So I love
Rick flinched so hard there.
No, he touched me.
I love
You still flinched.
like the guy from Saving
yeah.
Private Ryan.
I
He
flinch
said-
every
he
time. I
said-
flinch every time.
Said
There's
he
no.
flinched there.
Fucking they do something called McMap, and we did it probably every day or every time we did PT, which is like once every. I don't remember, but
What's PT, physical
training. And then we did McMap, which is Marine Corps mixed, our Marine Corps martial arts,
Penis.
something physical, something. I don't remember.
Okay.
That's what physical stuff. PS. I don't know. McMap. I don't remember. But anyway, so it was basically, and we had. So you start off with a tan belt. All right, you can work your way up to black, and like if you're a sergeant, you can have like a green belt. It's like in the middle somewhere. But basically, it's like. And they have their own little martial arts. It's their own, I guess, martial arts brand. But it takes like kicking and like hammer fist. So they would line us up like a North Korean army. Have you ever seen like how Koreans, like the Chinese army, they kind of like all spread out and do martial arts at the same time?
Sure.
And there's like one guy that does the move and everyone follows.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And we would do that like for an hour, and then we'd go on a run or do an obstacle course or some shit.
You wouldn't actually roll around with a guy and just
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah,
hold him
we'd
down and-
have a partner, and then we would do takedowns, and we would do takedowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I did wrestling, but that's not fighting. That's
I mean,
more like
it's
just
kind of
touching.
fighting.
That's
It's
more like
one, of
touching
the,
dudes.
it's one of the hardest fighting.
Wrestling is
techniques
so
in the
gay,
world.
dude. Have you guys ever been
Yeah, it's
wrestling?
pretty gay. I've
The
seen
outfits
it.
are gay. If they change the
Yeah,
outfits, it would be a
so
lot
gay.
less.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like mounting the guy and getting
Yeah, the
him in a
mounting,
vulnerable position.
The referee's
and then
position,
just dancing around it. Yeah.
And then
Dude, the referee's position is so gay because the one guy has to go down on the ground
Yes.
like in a frog.
Yeah, yeah. And the other one is mounting him.
And then the other guy has to get behind him and like literally put one arm like around his arm to cut him, and then bring him to the ground. Like, what? Are you fucking chick?
Yeah.
Okay, but what's gayer? The starting.
How you fucking chick when you doggy
What's
style?
more? What's more?
You cut the arm so she falls down and
So it's like a face down,
No,
ass
sorry,
out.
don't do that. Right.
But what's more gay? The starting position in wrestling or the starting position in American football?
That's pretty gay too.
Oh, that's a good one. No,
Who is the like?
the referee,
Most offensive.
the wrestling,
That's not
the
offensive.
referee's position in the wrestling is more gay.
Yeah.
but only by
But only by a little
hair.
bit.
the
Because
player
football is just you just have your hand
And that's not gay.
on his taint.
It's not gay. He's about to get a ball and run the rock to the fucking end zone, bro. That was gay about that.
And then
It's
get mad
sick.
pussy, bro.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
sick.
another.
He's like his face is like how far from the other guy's ass.
No, not really. He's above him, and then he's
Yeah,
got
you're
his-
right. He's
And
like,
all he's doing is, he's just like he's got his, he's got his. The quarterback, and it's only one quarter. The quarterback has.
There's only one gay interaction.
right.
Yes.
Chris, I don't know
Yes, yeah.
I don't know another straight guy who knows more gay things than you do. Like
You're very
are,
knowledgeable.
yeah,
know
you,
so
it's like
many
you have
things.
a ledger in your back pocket, and you just walk down the street going like, "That's gay. That's not gay. That's gay AF."
if a male who identifies as straight has sex with another male who identifies as straight, is it gay sex?
Yes.
Yeah. Why isn't? Yeah, of course.
But they both think it's not gay sex.
Well,
They're having gay sex.
It doesn't really matter what they're doing. It's two men fucking each other.
Yeah, it's gay. By definition, that's what.
The
that
real
is.
question is,
And it's
do I
not
get
bad.
to watch? That's the real question.
How gay is it if I jerk off?
Yeah, exactly.
We're just calling it what it is. It's not
I did karate
Proud of it.
when I was a little kid. Like I don't
really?
remember any of it. I'm not flexible. I went up to red belt. I quit when I was like 10 or 11.
That's pretty. And when did you start?
That's pretty high.
When I was- when I was, like,
yellow,
6.
then red.
Okay, that's pretty long.
But it was like it was like for kids. Like it wasn't like serious. But I did a few tournaments and shit where we I do the fights and whatever.
Wow. What was that like?
But I remember
It's
I remember
exactly
thinking
like Karate Kid the movie.
it was nothing like that at all. It was good for like it teaches the kid how to like fall properly and how to like take a hit and whatever. And you're doing a lot of like push-ups and sit-ups, so it's good exercise. I don't remember any of it really. But I remember we had this fucking creed that we had to read before every class.
No mercy.
And there was rules. It was super corny. It was like, I intend to develop myself in a positive manner. And I don't remember the rest of it.
That's really
But it was shit like that. And then there was like rules like drugs are for losers and a whole bunch of stuff.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then eventually I just quit because I was like,
I'm a
hockey's
fucking loser. I love
way-
drugs.
Yeah. I want to do drugs and play
Did you ever have to
hockey.
fight another person?
I'm fine with losing.
Yeah, well, like in tournaments, but you have
Who would you fight?
you have a
right?
rib protector thing, and
Okay.
you have like almost like boxing gloves, but not really, kind of like the MMA gloves but bigger.
Do you
And
fight-
you have like a stupid foam helmet thing.
Yeah.
like in the Olympics.
Do you fight? Do you fight kids from other gyms or whatever?
Yeah. So you go to tournaments and you fight kids from other clubs,
Ah, I see.
and it's like a point system. So you're not allowed to punch in the face. You're not allowed to hit below the belt. But any hit,
you just kick him in the dick and fucking.
any hit in the torso is a point, and then it's like 5 points wins, something like that.
You know, there's karate in the Olympics now. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Olympics are happening. Did you see?
Well, Joe Rogan was talking
Whenever-
about
It was
this.
taekwondo though.
But
Right?
it was there's karate as well.
But the
And
KO, the guy who got
it was
won-
karate. It was karate.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever someone says karate, like when you're talking to me about how you did karate,
It's
I
pronounced
just,
karate.
I just imagine like SpongeBob with the red foam hat and the big fake glove, and
Yeah.
it's like, that's what I'd imagine you
Yo,
did as a
and
kid. That's not all
the
karate is.
sensei was this French Canadian dude, and he had heard somewhere that you're supposed to say asa, so it'd be like uts asa. We would say that, and apparently asa just means yell in Japanese. Like it doesn't actually. So we're just going like yell.
That's
Wow,
a great way to
really?
yell.
Yeah.
It's just to breathe.
Oh, and I
guess,
remember I went to this fucking one competition. So there's katas and sparring or fighting, and I did the kata thing, and I was like a yellow belt. And there was kids my age from other clubs doing like all kinds of crazy like acrobatic shit. And then I was doing Taikoku Shodan, which is basically like you just step, punch, and then like step to the side
Yeah.
and punch, and then step to this side. And
It's
punch.
good if you want to fight.
And then at the end you just yell. and Asa. And I had the shittiest kata out of everybody there.
Wow.
And so many kids had gone before me, and they were awesome. But I didn't know anything else. Like, I got to do the one that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking embarrassing.
Yeah,
So how many people was watching this?
I don't know, like 50 maybe. But like, you know, they're not, it's like parents and their
They're
other
like,
kids.
this guy's never gonna be a karate
Yeah,
guy.
my cousin was a Spanish kata champion years
Wow.
ago. Yeah.
I got kicked by a homeless Chinese guy once.
Nice. Is that karate?
It's like, oh shit.
I told you I was sorry, dude. Like, what the fuck?
That's kung fu though. It's not karate.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
all
a
the
Chinese
same.
guy that
It's
was
all-
doing karate.
All karate, China, kung fu. It's all.
It's all ineffective.
It's all
ineffective
it's
fighting.
all this in the beginning.
Karate is not
Nah, it's
ineffective.
Well, how come?
No, it's effective. I think all of it is.
Because you gotta mix it with other shit like wrestling and jujitsu.
Not necessarily.
and-
I mean, it depends who you're fighting.
There's
Like, if
one
you
dude-
professionally, yes, but like I have two of my good friends from school, like some of my best friends. There were two brothers. They're both black belts
yeah.
in karate.
Oh, sure. If some
And
idiot
they-
off the street.
and but like the younger brother, so he's like 1 year younger. He took out like 3 special forces guys that were attacking a girl in the street. Like
Special
he
forces
got his ass kicked, but he military guys. Like he just he's violent. He's a violent guy, and
The
he knows how
striking
to
in
fight.
karate is supposedly worth learning, but yeah, you
Well, kickboxing.
now.
Sweep the
But that's
leg.
how everybody. But like 50 years ago, from my understanding, martial arts was an argument between every discipline, and now it's more like they recognize that like
you mix a bunch of them.
yeah.
Well, that's so when they started doing the first like
MMA
MMA fights, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, the Gracie
That's
guy,
who
just
started
went
it.
and just dominated everybody.
Well, that's who actually set it up because
Yeah.
they were there to
He
prove.
set it up.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Gracie
And like they were
family
fighting
was no
dudes
joke.
that were way bigger, and just
They-
take
you
them
know,
down, make them submit in no
They
time.
sent in the second best one. They were like, well, if Royce
Rickson,
doesn't-
I think.
Yeah, Royce Grayson was the first one, right? I think was it Royce?
I think the one that
That's
was
great.
Rickson.
Yeah,
or-
there was a guy. Yeah, it was a
But
remember
whoever the
watching
first
that
one who was winning the first 2 or 3 was like
sweet.
he wasn't even the best one out of the whole family.
Right.
But then you add so that you learn that, and then you also know fucking Muay Thai, and you also know wrestling, and you know a
Exactly.
bunch
And,
of other
that,
shit.
and then all that becomes like mixed martial arts, basically.
Yeah.
And it seems like, at least when following MMA the last 20 years, it seems like somebody who, like, there was somebody like 8 or 10 years ago, who, maybe it was like 7 years ago, where he was like really good at karate, and he won.
Machida.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But so karate was his like main specialty,
Yeah.
but he also knew all this other shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like straight up
But
karate.
he went in there and he was doing karate. It wasn't like he was doing, but you got to know some.
It was
Yeah.
kind of sad
You're
because
gonna
he's a meme, like poor Machida, because he's like such a great guy. But then he won the thing, and then Joe Rogan went, "Welcome to the Machida era," and then he lost the
gone.
title the
Yeah,
next
he's gone,
fight,
yeah.
and then he never got the title back.
Wow.
So then he's never.
But,
got
and I
that.
feel
So
like
it's a short era.
There was like a wave of wrestlers for a while, and I think wrestling is legitly powerful in the fighting world.
Are you talking about like Olympic fight, like wrestling,
MMA.
like high school
in the
wrestling?
discipline of wrestling, like learning how to fucking
like
manhandle a
Greco-Roman.
dude? Yeah, Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah, I mean that's
Those
it's
guys
takedowns.
perform
It's
really well
takedowns.
in MMA.
I love MMA.
In for McMap when we did this shit, when we would do I just realized this, but when we would do like our positions,
Yeah.
and we'd be like kill, everything would end on kill,
Really?
kill, and we would do. Cause here's the thing, we learned how to like fight to the death, basically.
Linguistic
with this.
programming.
So how do you fight to the death?
So like basically, eye gouge, eye gouge, bro.
Balls.
All right, eye gouge, and then we
Go
would
like this.
And defense for the
Defense on fire. Yeah, no, real shit. And we would throw the hands, eye gouge, and then like sweep the leg, and then we would make like a motion, like
a
a stabbing motion down and drop down and stab the body with a knife.
Elbow on the chest, right?
Eye gouge, like sweep, kill, and like that's that dude. Like it was kind of crazy actually,
Yeah.
but it's funny because we would be like, we would learn this shit, and then like you hear stories about guys, they think we call them tan belt ninjas, and they go to a bar and they start shit because they think they're the shit because they have a tan belt.
And some
They get
dude
their-
actually
then
knows
they get
that.
their ass kicked. Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally.
So how do you,
Tan
so
belt.
how do you
Tan
think
belt
your McMap would stack up?
I'm a
against,
tan belt. I would get
you know,
my fucking.
against some Mujahideen dude.
We
Against some Taliban.
well, I'll
dude.
tell you what we would. You know, what we did once when I was in train or when I was at my unit. We would we wrestled, and I wrestled Hurley, and Hurley was like this dude could run 3 miles in like less than 18 minutes, and he was yoked. He looked like a werewolf from fucking. Like he looked like the dude from Twilight, like that yoked ass dude. But he was like
the native dude.
Yeah, but he's like 6'3". He was fucking big as fuck.
But hairier? Or
yeah, but he's not. But he was the funny thing about it.
Because the dude from Twilight is like pretty hairless.
This dude was a machine, dude. But it's funny because he didn't have any.
Team Jacob.
Yeah, dude.
Can't believe.
But this dude didn't, and he looks like that. He does kind of have that same. He looks like that dude too. He's a great dude, but he's not. He can't. He didn't have a lot of finesse, and he's never taken wrestling or done anything. So we had to fight, and I was like, I had just enough technique to tie with him, because this dude was like, have you ever had to wrestle someone like huge, but he has no technique basically, or like no?
I've never wrestled, so no. But.
Oh my god! But it's just like, you never even like. Did you ever wrestle with your brother or anything?
You were kicked his ass.
You were naked wrestling.
7 years older than him.
Did you ever wrestle with friends? Like, you ever wrestle with friends?
Yeah,
Did you ever like?
The first time we watched MMA, literally afterward, we went
Like,
out
let's go out
to the backyard and we were all just throwing each other around.
Try to handle your friends around. Yeah, it's fun.
But I don't. There's not that many people that are like at least taller than me.
We put on boxing gloves once in a while to see how hard, you know.
Did you ever have? Dude, we used to have boxing matches as kids all the time, dude. That was a big thing. Actually.
Yeah, we used to in hockey.
That was kind of a big deal.
After practice, we called it helmets and gloves. And
great.
There was a thing like you can't turn it down. So if
Yeah.
anybody like challenges, but you don't even get challenged. It's like somebody goes like, "Yo, fucking Pat and Charlie, you guys go." And then you kind of have to do it.
Hockey fight is
So you put on
rib and sleeves.
Well, no, this was different. This is
on
this
skates.
is not on skates. This
Oh.
is like after practice or something.
Okay.
The coach leaves the room and it's just the players.
Yeah.
So you're already done. Practice is over. You've taken off all your equipment. And then somebody goes, "Fucking Chris, Lex, go helmets and gloves."
Wow.
And then everybody helmets and gloves.
hilarious.
So you put your helmet on and your gloves, and then you just fight.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then fucking,
Like some
I remember
robots.
we were doing it up until we were like 16 was the last time I did it. And I forget the guy's name, Mitch. There was this other guy on the team. He was like tall and skinny. So they were like, Justin and Mitch, tall skinny guy fight. And we're both like, oh fuck. And I remember I was high. I really didn't want to fucking play helmets and gloves. And he
Play helmets and gloves. You really didn't want to get punched by this guy.
Yeah. Well, you have a cage, right?
Yeah,
so it's not that bad.
Okay.
So it's not
The
like
concussion is real, though.
Sure. Yeah, no, but when you're 16, you can hit hard enough.
Sure.
So he got me with like an uppercut, and he knocked my whole helmet off.
Jesus.
And then so they paused it. So then now I'm mad. I put my helmet back on, and I got him with like a really fucking, and I bent his cage, and his nose started bleeding.
Wow.
And then we were like, hey, maybe we don't play helmets and gloves anymore. So that was the end of helmets and gloves.
We did this thing in the Marines. It was so stupid. It was called
Helmets and gloves.
it was basically the same thing, but it was called a Thunderdome. And all right, so it's so we guys get them. Whoever makes the most dudes fucking come win, basically. No, but it was like so
Dressed like gladiators.
So we're in the barracks. We're like in this is like after we, this is like we're in the fleet. All right, we're in my unit.
So
and,
after you practice, your practice is over and your hockey sticks.
and we're yeah, right. So we're staying. So this is in the military. We're not playing on hockey sticks. We're in a military barracks. Right,
This
so
is
it's just,
way more ridiculous.
It's basically a long walkway, and there's bunk beds on both sides for like, you know, the entire. It's a long building, and the sergeant would come out, and like this was organized, and we had like teams, right, and the sergeant would go, all right, fucking welcome to the Thunderdome, and fucking all right, this side. Basically, two guys would have to line up on either side of the doorways, right? And one guy had a helmet, the other guy had a helmet, and we just had like protective equipment, and we had ISO mats taped to our fucking. So we had like you know those mats we sleep on,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
so we would tape them up because they were like
yoga mats kind of?
yeah, like a yoga mat, right? So we taped them up to our arms basically, and then we run. And we have to beat the shit out of each other in the middle. And we have to, since we have just yoga mats on our arms, we have to beat each other with yoga mats, but we have all our gear on, right? And I remember it was my turn, and I ran up, and you ever seen the beginning of Troy where Achilles jumps up and tries to fucking stab the neck?
Yeah.
I jumped up and I did that, but like I hit a light or some shit, and like it broke the fucking light bulb, and it just ruined it for like everybody, and like we got in trouble.
the whole thing.
Yeah, everyone like got in trouble. And it was funny because, like, of course, I'm the guy that
Would do
of
that.
course, that happens when I do that. But I was and I was trying to explain. I remember just trying to explain, like, why the fuck would you do that? You
So
fucking
wait,
idiot.
the sergeant comes in.
And I'm like, I'm trying to do the thing from Troy where he jumps up and I'm like, you fucking idiot. You're fucking dumb shit. Fucking retard.
What I love is before that you were planning.
I was
You're
like,
like,
I'm
yo, I'm
gonna
gonna do
do
it. I'm gonna Troy this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Keep it quiet.
I'm
That's
gonna do
how
the
they-
Achilles.
they're gonna
do the Achilles, and it would have
Watch
worked, but it was I
worked if I
jumped,
do
and
the
it's like your
Achilles.
dumbass. It's like your dumbass head, like it hit the fucking lamp, and it just like. Yeah, we're just talking about dudes and strength and wrestling. And
If you were to kill a guy, Chris, what would be your first go for?
kill a guy,
Yeah.
The Troy, obviously.
Let me give you a scenario.
if I had to, okay, give me a scenario. I'll tell you how I'd kill a guy.
You're like, you have to get into another guy's encampment. And
Okay,
it's at nighttime, and there's two guys.
all right, and I gotta get through everyone and kill them in their sleep, basically.
There's just two dudes, and you got to get in, and then you got to get past, and then that's it. You got to get past two guys, and they're in the woods. Nighttime.
Are they alone? Are they alone in this encampment?
Yeah.
Is it a tent?
All
Or
right,
is it
well,
a
I just
solid
wait till they're
house?
sleeping.
two
I will wait
dudes
till they're
in a fire
sleeping, or
camp.
wait till they're taking a shit or something, and then yeah, just murder them from behind. If I had to,
How would you approach without making any noise?
Yeah.
I would use probably a crossbow or some shit. I would use like a bow and arrow. I would just use a bow and arrow. And
Do you know in advance they're gonna be there?
Yeah.
You know what I would do is I would
But it's
fly
like-
in a plane and drop a bomb on them.
Yeah, I know. That's why I feel like that's completely. Yeah, I just get a drone, and then I feel like
a drone.
sure.
Yeah.
This is so.
That'd be pretty. And then I'd go back to whatever I was doing.
I would just set the forest on fire.
That's what I would do if I was stranded or lost in a forest. I'll set that motherfucker on fire.
You're in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
And
And
you
you said
set
that-
it on fire.
Right.
How does
What do you
that
think's
help?
gonna happen to you?
I'll be fine. They'll find me with the burnt forest.
You'll like get into a river or whatever.
You ever see how fast forest fires move?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You go, okay, so the fire's burning, and then, like, you know how it burns, like, in a line?
Yeah, but it
Well,
can jump.
Controlled burn.
Right, well, you just go past the line, and now you just chill in the
where-
burned area.
Okay, but how are you getting there?
So he's
You're in
saying-
a forest.
You
So
have
he's
to,
saying
you have
he
to
started
jump
the
through
fire.
you have to jump through the
So
fire.
you just start a fire and then go around.
It gets. You would die instantly.
You think I would die in a forest fire?
It
if I
gets
started?
most likely.
ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Well,
wind- the
I
wind
would
be very, very hot.
I would stand away. I would not be in the direction of
Upwind?
downwind. I would not be. Is it downwind or
Down.
upwind?
Downwind is the way that
Right.
it's coming.
I would not be downwind. I would be upwind, and I would start the fire, and then I would just follow the fire and kind of just like wait for someone to come and be like, "Oh, this place
Hey,
is crazy."
asshole! Did you set this fucking house on fire?
No, I
I mean, there's 100 million houses down
Well,
the street.
Now all of
I hear
Australia
stories-
is on fire.
Yeah, we got koalas on fire left and right here.
I hear stories about you ever seen like Lost or like any show about people getting stranded in the jungle or lost in a.
Yeah.
And like, yo, why don't you have matches? Why don't you like start a big fucking fire and just burn a bunch of
Somebody's
shit?
gonna come
Someone's
find
gonna
you.
come see this shit.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's always like that's the first thing I would do. Is just
You
start
can't
burning
really.
shit.
Can you start a forest fire in a jungle? Everything's wet.
Yeah, have you ever watched Bear Grylls? You just use them like some.
No, but you can make a fire. But I'm saying you can't start a forest. You can't start a jungle fire. You never
Maybe.
hear about those.
But maybe
Well,
create
good-
enough smoke.
A good green. Yeah, that
Yeah.
gives you a lot of smoke.
White
That's
smoke
good.
is green. Right. Anything organic gives you white
But
smoke.
to start the fire is tough.
My tree planting camp, one of the guys in the camp started the biggest forest fire in like Manitoba history.
Wow.
Oh shit.
It was super dry already, so they were already really worried about fire. So they had like rules like you can have a cigarette, but you need to have like your hard hat off and water in your hard hat, and you have to like smoke it over your hard hat. And this Australian dude, we think he never owned up to it. He was just like smoking a cigarette. Like you're supposed to do it on the road. He was actually like in the woods.
Oh Jesus.
Wow.
And I was like, I wasn't really near it, but I was planning with my buddy. And then we just see like this giant ass forest fire, like far away, like several kilometers away. And we're like, fuck. And then we just kind of like, all right, and we keep planting. And then this truck comes in with like the camp supervisor, and she's like, get the fuck out of there now. And we're like, oh fuck, this is really intense.
Wow.
Anyway, so then we had to evacuate the area. Like we went back to our camp, got all of our shit, and the whole like towns and everything in the surrounding area, they all had to fucking evacuate. And then the people that were like in the
Sorry,
crew,
you cunts.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
Oh, sorry, you cunts.
Oh, sorry, just a little fact.
So I guess I started a fire.
Yeah, you start this fire here?
But yeah, like the way you
no, I'm
plant,
bud.
you plant like
it
the
wasn't
cut
like-
area, and then there's like forest where they haven't cut it yet. And they were saying like one guy, he was listening to music, and the tree line is not like uniform, like it's not like a straight line. There's like little bubbles and shit. So he was like planting in here, listening to music, and he didn't even fucking know that there's a giant ass fire coming his way.
Wow.
And they're like, yeah, if we would have got there like 10 minutes later, he would have fucking fried. Because like they had to like yell at him, like, get the fuck out of there. And he's like, what?
He didn't smell the fucking fire?
No, I guess not.
Wow.
And then like he's like, then they started to run towards the road, and then they're like, as they're running towards the road, the fire just like, and that whole area that he was in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty
Very
crazy.
Canadian.
Fuck yeah, it's crazy.
Did a lot of animals die, you think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
There was this movie a few months ago with Angelina Jolie about some forest fires. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
That's pretty good.
What's it
and,
called?
they jump in the river and the fire goes above them.
Yeah, that makes perfect. I mean, if you
Yeah.
die from, I
Can't
feel
remember
like
the title.
if you die from a forest fire, you're pretty stupid. I think
No, dude, it can kill you
Wait,
so
you-
easily. It
I think
moves crazy
Why
fast.
are you stupid?
because you can't outsmart
A fire?
It doesn't have a brain. How
It's
you
the
not-
speed.
Same with the tsunami.
It's not like you can't
It's
fight
massive.
water. Yeah.
It's massive and it's fast.
But you can
That's
probably just
hot.
can you just run fast?
No.
Just run fast.
No, and
somewhere?
also,
Do you realize that nature is more powerful than humans?
No.
It's just like
Also,
nature
too,
can just kill you in a moment.
I think most people in houses who die in at least house fires, they die of suffocation first.
Yeah, from the
So
fumes.
think about that. You're running away and you can't even breathe. So you're
Pass
just
out.
moving slower and slower.
Why just jump into a river then or whatever?
Yeah. Well, there's not always a river.
Yeah.
But nobody in this thing. Nobody died. And we had to not plant for like 2 weeks. So that, I'm like not
That's
making
why.
any money.
Yeah.
We were just staying on this lake
That
lake
sucks.
and drinking all day. It was kind of sick, but I didn't make any money during that time. But the sky was like weirdly orange, and you could smell like smoke at all times. It was kind of fucked. And then when we started working again, we had to go on like fire hours. So we had to get up at 3 a.m. and then plant from like 4 to before noon. And then at noon, you weren't allowed to like operate four-wheelers or any kind of vehicles.
Why?
So because it's like a hazard.
It's so hot or something?
Yeah, because everything's just dry and
Yeah.
you could start another one.
Wow.
So we had to stop at noon and then come back to it was pretty shitty. I don't know if you're gonna keep all of this in, but
I wouldn't plant a tree if they paid me. Fuck those trees.
well, it's not some like hippie thing where you're saving the forest. It's literally
It's corporations taking wood.
yeah. Well, it's like the
replacing it.
logging companies by law have to replace the trees that they cut down. So then they get reforestation companies to do it. And the point is to grow nice, straight, evenly spaced out trees that'll be easy to cut down next time.
Sure.
And you only plant like one species in a whole area,
Yeah.
which is shitty for the ecosystem. Like a normal forest is a bunch of different species.
Yeah.
But this is a bunch of like perfectly spaced
Giant
out
farm.
spruce.
Yeah.
And it it fucks up the soil and the habitats for all these animals and shit. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
so if that makes you feel better about
Do you think certain
planting
animals,
trees.
like the squirrels from the
It's better than
walnut
doing
tr-
nothing.
The squirrels from the maple trees, like talk shit to the squirrels that live in the walnut trees
Yeah.
and shit. They have like
So
gangs.
every episode we have to do one thing where Chris turns animals
Yeah,
into
personify it.
Yeah.
No, for real. Though, what if? Not like that could
So,
be a
do you
thing.
think the black squirrels
Nice
are racist?
oak dick.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah, those walnut tree, those fucking pine tree fags. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it could be. You never know.
Well,
Yeah, why not?
I might be doing this the wrong way around, but like when Europeans came to North America, they brought back like our big black or gray squirrels, and then they had nice little gay red squirrels in Europe,
Right.
and now those are all gone, and it's only like the American squirrels.
I like the little white squirrels here.
So it's kind of like reverse colonialism.
They have
of-
weird
of a
of
squirrel
squirrels.
version.
Hey,
It's
Chris,
happened
if you
with,
were-
with other
If you were a
animals.
squirrel, Chris,
Yeah, like frogs in Australia.
if you were a squirrel, what type of tree would you want to live in? What do you think would be an ideal tree?
Fucking, I would live in a marijuana bush or something. I would live like in a pot plant. I don't know. I would if I was a squirrel. I would literally.
What do you think the nicest?
I would be a
house-
city squirrel. I would be like a big mover, shaker squirrel. I'd be like, "Hey there, sonny boy," and I would live in
So
I would
you're-
live in a big city.
You're like an
I'm
Italian
like,
squirrel.
fuck you,
eating pizza.
fuck you, forest squirrel. I'm a fucking city squirrel, and I would spend my time trying to fall into a girl's shirt and land between her cleavage and just exist
From an electric cable?
and just exist inside her.
You'd be constantly fucking rats and be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, man, they're shaved."
We fucking rats, dude.
You're like,
I don't know.
So you would want to land in a girl's cleavage.
Yeah, that's what I would.
And then
my whole
you
life would
just
be
live
around
there.
Yeah, my whole life would be
And
trying to
she'd
get into a
feed
girl's.
you.
I bet you'd have a lot of immature jokes about
That'd be
loving
cute.
nuts.
Dude, there was this one kid that I remember we were walking home from school, and we were all walking home from school, and out of nowhere, this kid was able to just get a squirrel to like climb into his hand, and then onto his shoulder,
What?
and then he kept it at home for like a few days, and it would like just chill on him, and he would just be chilling there with his hands in his pockets, like, hey, what's up, and the squirrel just chilling.
When I was a little kid,
Cool kid.
That's cool. That's
The kid
fucking
was
cool.
cool as
Yeah,
hell.
that's awesome.
He
He's
was a
like
cool
fucking
kid.
Dickon from the Secret Garden.
when I was a little kid, I was probably like 4, around 4 or 5, and I know this because my little sister, the next one under me, was 2 years younger than me, and so at that time she'd wake up earlier than anybody else and crawl into my parents' bed. And I tell you that because at one point my parents are sleeping, and my dad thinks it's my sister getting into bed. He's like, "Go to bed, go back to bed." And he wakes up and there's a squirrel right on his chest.
What the
It was a
fuck?
grown squirrel. And so he's like, he jumps up and then he chases it down and gets a broom, has a broom in front of it and corners it. And once he cornered it, he was trying to usher it out the door, but it was trying to get he was trying to get to the chimney where it fell down because it had built a nest in the chimney. But once my dad cornered it, it like straightened up and went like that. And, and my dad just dropped. He was like, "Go ahead, go murder my whole family." He had no problem. He just totally pussied out, and it ran down into a chimney. And then he had to get a name. And it had all these cute little. That's what made me think. It had all these cute little baby squirrels. They got like 7 squirrels. And then I remember for the whole summer, because it only got the baby squirrels. It took the nest. The mom left it. So the mom was trying to get back into the house for the rest of the summer. We had to all close our windows, and it was tearing at the.
She wanted to get the babies.
Yeah, I know.
Where were the babies?
We killed them. No, we didn't kill them. We
God,
gave them to a rescue. We gave them to a rescue.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah,
Took
it was
away
so
everything.
sad.
She's like, you took everything from me.
Yeah,
She's out there banging on the window.
She wasn't going in. She's banging.
Dude, my sister
I'm
had
gonna find your encampment and set it on fire.
dude,
But you know what? All those squirrels, we moved them into the city. They're big movers and shakers
Big
there
city
now,
squirrel
so don't
now.
worry about it, Chris.
Hey, that hot shot is
Your sister.
I would live in. I would live. If I was a squirrel, I would live in a city park and expose myself. Just be like,
Wear a trench coat.
wear a
You
trench
like
coat.
these nuts?
Dude, my sister had a pet squirrel too. My sister, there was some squirrel got injured or something, and there was a baby, and my sister found it in our backyard, and she like kept it in a basket and like put a bow on it and shit. It was like so gay.
The squirrels are this is bullshit.
Dude, my sister,
Like still
dude,
broken.
My sister is so funny. Like my sister, she's like, okay, like if she got a pet snake, okay, my sister's, I love my sister, but she likes that crazy shit. She's into that shit.
Like snakes.
Like snakes and fucking. She's dark, dude. She like cows, like skulls and shit. Insects that have been stuffed, like just like just cool shit, just cool, like kind of almost occult shit.
Oddity stuff.
Oddities, perfect, right? And dude, like, okay, let's say she had a pet snake, all right? She would put like a bow on it, right? She didn't have a snake, but I'm saying if she did,
She would make it cute.
she would like make it right, just make it cute, and it's like, but also it's like not supposed to be cute. It's a fucking
Right, it's supposed to be badass.
dude, and it's like, oh my god, dude, it's so just makes everything extra gay, dude. It's just so.
It's a side note, but Rick just wrote death on his notebook. He just wrote out death.
He's like, is that a to-do list for later,
He's
bro?
been quiet for way too long, and I just see him write death.
Since I'm a teenager, I find creative ways of writing the word death.
Okay.
Like just writing death or kill anywhere I can.
That's not some shit that the guidance counselor should be worried about.
Just writing death
I
on
just
the
think
file.
it's funny. Like I've never death or killed anyone.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny.
It's just funny to think about.
It's just
So
funny
wait,
to write it.
so your sister would put a little pink bow on like a cobra?
Right, she hasn't, but she would,
Right.
if given an opportunity. Like she put she just made this squirrel like extra gay. She put like it in a basket with like little pink pillows and shit. And I'm like, what are you doing to this fucking squirrel, dude?
Turn
It's
the
so
squirrel's gay.
It's so gay, dude. And it's like, my sister's funny. They show up like a tea party with a fucking squirrel and shit. Like, just funny shit like that. Like, she's just hilarious.
What does she do now?
I don't know. She works as I think she's a barista and a singer, so we're kind of on the same page.
Still making good choices.
Right, we're both on the same page.
So she's a singer that doesn't get paid to sing.
She's in a band. I don't know how well they do, but I like their stuff. They're cool. They have my sister. You know what she did? She wore like an all silver dress and laid an egg at a show.
That's great.
She wore an all silver dress and then she laid a silver egg at the end of her fucking performance or some shit.
So is that like carrying on the ping pong show culture? Or like?
It is. Fucking off. What is it? Carry the torch there.
God damn it, Justin.
I actually saw that at a ping pong show once. The chick, she took a hard-boiled egg, shoved it up her twat, and then squatted over a glass, and then just laid the egg.
She didn't have the egg in her vagina. It was like
well, how else? It
was choreographed to like, I don't know.
She probably had it in her vagina.
Why wouldn't she put it in
Maybe
her vagina?
she just had it between her legs. Maybe.
Right.
It was a big egg. It was like a fucking
performance?
football-sized egg. It was like a giant.
So it's like some artsy.
It wasn't like a little ass egg. What the fuck?
Oh, I didn't know. Justin.
She didn't
No,
shove
no,
it.
I'm
She
saying.
didn't.
He's talking about that.
She didn't make an egg. From my understanding, from what I think.
You don't have to
happened.
justify it. We know that. It was a good joke by Justin.
Okay. I want you guys to.
And now he's talking about a real egg that came out of a vagina at a real show.
Yeah. I know your sister didn't do
Wait,
that.
so you're saying you saw an egg come out uncracked?
You know, it was a hard boil. I imagine. I don't know.
It's gotta be.
I think it was hard boiled, and she just shoved it up there and then danced around for a little bit. And then a guy brought a glass like this and put it on the middle
A guy
of the
opened
stage.
his mouth.
And then she just squatted over and laid the
That's
egg.
disgusting.
Yeah,
I like that the guy brought it out. He's like,
And then they
her
served it to
assistant-
another guy who started eating it?
No, they didn't do that.
Lex, you like eggs.
Yeah,
So there's an egg shortage.
I would have no problem.
There's an egg shortage.
Crack that right
And
there,
this is
right
where
there.
they are. They never came out. They sold the eggs and never came out.
I would like it if she laid it and then it just hit the ground and cracked and it's
Yeah.
just like a yolk. Like that's
I
to me,
think
or like in a pan and it just cracked. And then someone just started cooking it. That would be the ultimate.
Yeah, she wasn't at that
culture.
level yet.
Yeah. Plus, I think the egg would be okay because the egg substance isn't touching the pussy. It's just the shell.
Yeah.
So it's totally.
But I don't
cool.
think you could shove a raw egg, up a human pussy and have it not shatter.
I bet you could.
Yeah, you could.
Could you? They're
I'm
not
saying you
strong.
could.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
You do a Kegel and then that thing is fucked. Then you go
going
to
out of
omelet.
a chicken's vagina.
Chickens have smaller pussies.
Think about this. All right.
Yeah.
So imagine a.
Chickens have smaller pussies.
Oh, good point. So
Yeah.
it's roomy up there for
Yeah.
chicken egg.
Well, wait. So you
Well,
tell.
that's-
Wait. A
That's,
chicken's got to have.
that's why chicken fucker. There's people
Oh
who
my
get caught
God.
chicken fucking because they're like, oh, if an egg can fit up there, why can't I? You
Why
know?
can't I fit up there?
I get that logic.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. But yeah, you could totally shove. Because think about a think about a pussy that could just think about how it would be hard to crack an egg.
Just
with
think
your
about how
pussy.
many things you could store if we had vaginas. We could
We
put
had
so many
vaginas.
things up there.
That's why dudes don't have vaginas. Because
Yeah.
we would try shit like
And that's
that
why
all the
women
time.
didn't have pockets. You know, they just had
Vaginas.
A lot of women don't have pockets.
Where
in
they
their
just put their money up their pussy.
Put their lip gloss in your vagina and shit. I don't know, but I think that I don't know. I'm just trying to imagine putting an egg in a pussy, and I think that you could do it if it was lubed up and it was
Do
like
you have
wet
any
enough.
eggs?
Because you could push a baby out of a fucking
Eggs is easy for him to get. It's the pussy he has a hard time getting.
But the baby doesn't crack as easy as an egg.
right. But the egg is actually kind of strong. Maybe have you ever seen like that dude? He like can balance anything on.
Eggs
Right,
are
you can
also
put-
made to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
them.
because they're domes. So you could put you could stack books on top of eggs if they're like balanced properly.
Yeah. Well, it would be amazing if a chick laid an egg and a bird came out.
Yeah,
And
they
then,
have those fake eggs.
No, like an actual like a baby bird.
Like a
That's what I'm
hatched.
saying.
And then she's like,
I've
and
seen
like
them-
the
I've
girl
seen
just food in her mouth.
magicians. Yeah.
And then it like flew around and like called her mom and shit. Or like
Called her mom.
in her bird
and then
language.
they develop a relationship. And then
Right,
she
like, raise it.
because it came out of a female
Right.
woman's vagina.
Yeah.
It gets states' rights and it could go to college.
So is that bird an American?
Yeah,
That bird's
bird's
American
American,
citizens.
yeah.
Well, no, it would be Thai, but
That's a good point.
this is a Thai bird. Right.
Well, I thought it would be American.
Is this happening?
Aren't you American by blood?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not his vagina.
Right.
So it would be
Depends
born
on
on
the-
Thai soil.
Yeah,
But if I wanna- if I wanna step-
it's his seed.
If I want
right?
to step in and say I'm the father, then
Yeah,
I
then
would
you could
inherit
get
my.
you could get it a passport.
Right, I could get it. a counselor of.
I want you to go to the
birth
U.S.
or something.
embassy with an egg and
This is
explain
my
that to them.
child.
Be like, hey, like.
If you guys think if sperm was like instead of it was just like a liquid form, but it came out like an egg, like if when we ejaculated, it was just like one little egg that came out. Do you think like if we just keep them out, like you just save? You know what I'm saying? And, like, does that make sense? Like for some reason, I feel like if it was like a tangible, non-liquid thing, we'd be like, "Oh, check out my eggs, man! Check out this egg I laid today.
Check out my little eggs."
You get a miniature carton and then just have like a whole dozen of
Like
You
little
walk in your
salmon
friend's
eggs.
room, yeah.
Like little salmon eggs.
Yo, wait, I had a question.
like caviar.
Yo, are all eggs? Are all?
Pearls everywhere.
Oh, I had a huge load.
Or you just come little pink salmon eggs.
Like when you orgasm, you know, like when you feel the orgasm, it's like you literally are blowing the biggest part of your nut is released when you're having like the apex of your orgasm, right? So like that would be like the biggest. I guess that would be the biggest one.
You know, like fish don't fuck, right? It's like the female fish lays the eggs,
I think most.
I don't know.
and then the male fish comes and then jacks off like on the eggs.
Yeah.
It must suck to be a fish. Like
Jack off. On
I
that.
don't know if I agree with that.
I'm pretty sure I'm
No, because whales are fish though.
whales are
Let's,
mammals.
No,
let's
because-
say not for all
because
fish,
it's-
but for most fish.
Some species of fish, I think most.
That's how turtles
The
do it.
female lays the eggs, and then the male comes in and fertilizes the
Yeah,
eggs.
so he's gonna have his orgasm. She's gonna have her orgasm, and they don't have to deal with each
Oh, you're
other.
not arguing with. You're just saying there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You're saying it would be nice.
Sounds
He's still
kinda
getting
cool.
his nut.
Yeah, you're still
but he
getting
doesn't get-
kids.
but
You
he
don't have
doesn't-
to deal with anything.
He doesn't
Yeah.
get to fuck.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't feel the need to either.
It's
Right,
like
I
walking
guess,
in,
yeah.
you like open the door, you just jerk off on your girlfriend and be like, deal with that. Walk away.
We'll see you in a couple of years
Yeah.
when we meet up at the river.
See
or
you
whatever.
at,
Yeah,
see
there's
you at
no-
graduation.
No papers, no divorces, no alimony, no nothing. They're just
Good
swim
point,
and
Is every egg a possible
yes.
chicken?
Yes.
Every single one.
No. An egg
So
is a period.
So what the fuck?
Egg is the
What about
equivalent
what about an egg with a chicken in it?
It's like an impregnated
But birds
period.
fuck.
That's why women don't have.
Oh, it's an impregnated period.
Oh, dude, I never knew that. That
Right.
makes sense.
Think about every egg,
So that's like it's the period getting rid of the egg.
right?
Instead of bleeding for
So every like woman, like human woman, which is on her period, it's flushing out the one egg.
Where
that
can I
was,
where can I find the where can I find the eggs
it's
with
the one egg,
the
but
baby
also
inside
all the
of
stuff that
Right.
goes along with the
So,
body
but when
of the
chickens
parent.
lay eggs, they don't have like it is that's a chicken period,
Yes.
but it doesn't bleed.
No.
What does if you
It does if you fuck.
if you fuck it hard enough?
That's
No, but seriously, that's
so the eggs that we eat are just chickens that didn't get fucked and then got their period.
Yeah.
right.
How
Is that
often? How often do they lay eggs?
When they have to have a rooster around to make it like that's why they
Oh,
have
they
roosters
ovulate.
an
to
estrus,
keep
right?
them
ovulate.
ovulating or something like that. Yeah, and so that's why you always have like a rooster around a whole bunch of hens,
So they get horny.
something like that. But they don't, and they actually have to fuck too. Yeah.
No, but to fertilize the egg, they
fertilize
do
the
fuck.
egg, yeah.
But the ones that we eat are just unfertilized.
Yeah, so just this rooster walking around being like, I can fuck you at any time, and they're just dropping eggs after that. They're like, oh my god,
Oh, he's so hot.
oh my god, oh my
Look
god,
at that cock.
Exactly.
No,
Wait,
it's-
or is it all chickens lay eggs, guys and girls?
No,
and
the
only
dudes-
girls, and only girls.
What are you doing?
I was playing devil's advocate. I'm just playing.
I'm sure, like,
I'm just playing farmer's
What?
advocate here. Right?
Justin is learning about periods, and you're asking if they all lay eggs. Like,
All
what?
chickens,
Like, how-
even
what
dude,
education?
even
you guys
dude.
get?
What happened
What the
between the 8 years of us going through school?
Listen,
Oh,
no,
so wait, so is the egg? It's
So he's thinking an egg comes out of a rooster's dick.
It's like what?
no, all chickens lay eggs.
No,
and,
female chickens.
but only female chickens.
Hens.
No, but the eggs we eat are from dudes.
No.
The male is
because
a
they don't have
rooster.
babies inside, and then all.
Yeah,
Of,
and that cow milk that you get from the male too, right? That one big nipple that you got to work for.
all right. I'm done trying to pretend like that's my real stance.
You have no stance.
Totally, this is my stance on chickens
listen,
giving
if
birth.
Chris-
This is my stance on chickens and
For a
eggs.
guy who knows so much about like history, and
Yeah,
shit,
I know.
you're really
Nothing
dumb
about
about biology.
I hope
I'm
that
just-
you're
I'm-
that
I
smart
know-
to play devil's advocate because you sold me on you being an idiot.
Thank you,
right
thank
there.
you.
Good
Although
job.
I just think it's funny. I think that's
Did I-
yeah.
No, it is. It was a fun.
Although in
choice.
fairness to him, we did start this conversation by going like, "What if when you came, you just came a bunch of eggs?"
Yeah,
Right.
that's
What the fuck? Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
Hey, you know what though? I just
eggs.
realized. You know how an egg is shaped with a little bit curled to the right?
Yeah, so that it comes out nicely.
I
It
didn't
tapers.
think about that until now. That's like the soft
Yeah.
spot on a baby's head.
Yeah. So like it comes out, and then it's kind of like like those anal toys.
Yeah.
They taper.
It is
and
egg
so,
shaped.
so that it's the like
It's like a carrot
stretch
shape.
out nicely. Yeah.
I'm like a chili pepper shaped like a. Yeah. You're talking about shit that goes in your asshole?
Well, yeah. I was equating that to the shape of an egg.
I feel we're playing Jeopardy right now. I'll take shapes of things that go in your asshole for 500, for 600, Alex. Yeah.
Obvious things I can put in my ass for 1200, Alex.
Survey. That's a different
This
show.
this
Bad
orange
decision.
vegetable, this orange vegetable can get up to.
What is a carrot?
I'll take bad decisions when my wife leaves me for a weekend alone for 1500, Alex. Thank you.
So, do you think someone's got to try to put an egg in their pussy? Like this is
Yeah, dude, I've seen it.
like a
What,
but
you
no,
mean-
but I'm saying like a real, not a hard boiled egg like you
Like a
might
raw
suspect,
egg.
like you suspected. But I'm saying like
Somebody
a raw.
has tried to put anything that exists into the vagina that would tolerate a let's try it.
That's
What
true.
about a
Yeah.
baby?
That's what's
Put a
that?
baby back in the vagina.
Like as soon as it's born, just
Be
put
like,
it back.
oh, no good. Try again. This one's not done
one's
yet.
not done. Fuck, you got there first.
Dude, what happens to the so if there's once a baby leaves the uterus, right? There's a cavity there basically.
Are you
right?
talking
There's-
about a human one?
Yes. So there's as soon as the baby leaves, or as soon as the baby exits the uterus.
Did you have science class? It's cool.
Keep going, though.
Hey, no, you go.
What
do you
happens?
think-
What
do you
happens to
think's
the?
next,
What
Chris?
happens to the space?
What do you think next?
What happens? So does space just fucking like deflate like a fucking like when like a bouncy house or
You
something?
ever hang out with a woman after she was pregnant?
Never know.
Thank God. Well, after
Well,
they have birth,
how-
then they also shit out the placenta.
What's
Yeah,
the- okay.
everything comes out.
What's
Right.
that? I've only seen a cat. No, I know placenta, but I mean like. Okay,
Yes,
so
you
you're
do.
telling me
Yes, you do.
so you're telling me
So the womb empties.
the womb empties and part of
And
that
then
is the
there's
placenta.
still, the girl still has some weight on her. All the body's moved around,
What's
and
a
it
placenta?
takes a month or two or more to get all start coming
Sounds
back.
like one of your buddies from Long Island. Hey, I'm Mike Placenta. Italian Irish.
Come to Placenta Pizza. Placenta Pizza.
Hey, my name's Mike Placenta. John Placenta here. No, I know the placenta is there and it kind of provides nutrition and nourishment for the baby while in utero. Right.
There you go.
But
Nice.
you tell me it creates it's
It
responsible.
doesn't leave an open air space, right? Like
No, but
yeah.
sorry.
But there is.
Also, what is it like inside a womb? Is it like watery?
Yeah, it must be pretty nice in there.
You ever look inside a kangaroo pouch?
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's not like
It's not.
yeah, I imagine it's like really plush. Everything's like covered in fur and shit. Like the guy's got like sunglasses, and he's like, hey, baby, and he's fucking kind of sleazy.
Just
Right.
boxing.
A lot of
The
fur.
club is called the womb.
The womb. The womb.
Well, actually,
That'd be a great
the-
name
I
for a
like good
club.
shit. Yeah, yo, I would go there.
The most
hilarious.
famous techno club in Japan is called Womb.
Really?
Wow.
See?
On purpose?
It's
Well, that's just
It's the
actually
name-
yeah.
it's the
That's
name
just
of the
a.
place,
It's
Womb.
hot. It's hot and humid in there. Though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
It's really
yeah.
hot.
That's just because they
It's
can't.
wet.
That's just because they can't pronounce R's.
Musky.
So
It's
it's
musky.
womb.
There's like a smell to it. You just like
Oh, you
open
go
a
womb.
open a window.
Oh, we go womb tonight.
Yeah, that's just them trying to say room.
Room, yeah. Let's go to room. That's okay. Amazing.
Yeah, I know.
But you,
I laughed at it.
Techno club.
Interesting. So, is the so it's like water basically in the. Is it the amniotic sac? It's a
Yeah.
sac, right?
Yeah.
And a sac full of
Yeah,
fluid,
Mm-hmm.
but also receives oxygen somehow from the umbilical cord.
Yep.
Yeah.
are you now saying
Something.
keywords to demonstrate that you are not as dumb? as
No,
you
this-
Right. Now I'm
listing them out.
just rifling off all the utero.
I think he proved that he's not as big an idiot
as he established
as
himself.
he came off as being when he said, do roosters.
What is a placenta?
Lay eggs.
Rooster's leg. No.
Last week, Chris thought In Utero was a sci-fi movie.
Utero. That was like an Italian dude's last
That's a
name.
Nirvana album.
Yeah, it's an Urbana album.
Utero. Right, it is, isn't it? It's a planet.
Is it?
I'm from
No,
Utero.
there's no Euro planet.
The planet Utero? Never heard of it.
There might be,
But, alright.
There probably is.
Okay, so, when a woman gives birth,
Yes.
alright,
The space slowly closes.
the space
So it
closes.
does. It is kind of like what he said. It does kind of deflate like a bouncy castle.
But what about chicks that, like, is it possible to look pregnant after you're pregnant? How fast is that?
Well, no, because it immediately like when the water breaks, that's all the fluid leaving,
Okay.
and then the baby comes out. So the baby's what makes the belly big. So it's just kind of like a deflated belly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, then depending
so
on the
that-
lady, some will have gained more fat or less fat, and they will have more elastic skin or less elastic skin,
And
they
also,
will
and the
look better
muscles
or
are
worse.
shifted too. So if they're doing exercise, like healthier they are, the quicker they'll bounce back into shape.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then you
and
get a big girl. Listen, you ever watch those ones like Surprise I'm Pregnant or whatever?
Yeah.
And you're like, I had to take a shit.
Taking a shit at McDonald's.
Yeah,
and the baby
exactly.
comes out.
Yeah. So those ones they don't bounce back. Those women
They didn't look pregnant before, and they don't
Exactly.
look pregnant after.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you could give birth to a baby like in a toilet, dude. Have you ever seen a Kroll show? They had like a scene where
Toilet babies.
a toilet baby, and it was literally like a woman squatting on a toilet, and then next thing you see is like a newborn baby just hit the fucking toilet bowl with a bowl of water. Maybe it was something else, but it was just so graphic. But toilet baby,
Yeah.
and doesn't that make sense? Like,
Yeah, well, I
To
think
do it in
some
water?
girls know that they to do it in water to take a shit.
You
to
mean
take
you
a
mean
shit,
you mean to do it
literally
in
shower.
water as in I give birth to a baby and his head goes head first in water
Yeah.
and he gets stuck in the hole
no,
and he
Alright,
drowns.
but think about a basin. Like if
Well, it wouldn't drown.
you gave birth into like a bathtub, for say. for
Some
instance.
people do that.
Yeah, they do it.
But doesn't that seem like the
Well,
proper
listen,
way to do it anyway? Like
people love it.
to have water in the equation for
Yeah, yeah,
childbirth as opposed to in a hospital and a table.
With your feet up on the stirrups or whatever.
I would think if I was in the wild, right? If I got stranded on an island with my girl and I knocked her up, I would think let's go into the water to shit this baby out.
But doesn't the water have to be like a certain temperature and stuff? Like I don't know if you, with
Salt
cold
water,
water
that's
you
just
would maybe
comfortable.
react
Well, it's-
negatively.
It might be
What
comfortable.
about
I'm
salt
just thinking-
water?
I'm thinking fine. I think it's all good.
Yeah.
Because, especially because the baby doesn't until you cut the umbilical cord and you clean out all the gook and the shit. Like you got to do that anyway, right? That baby's waterproof
So
until
it's like
you.
instant
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah,
But you might like attract sharks.
yeah, that's the one part.
Right,
I mean,
sharks.
if you had
Has
like
anybody ever tried
like a
to
lake.
not cut the umbilical cord after giving birth? Like to just keep
And
having the,
where do-
what
the
the fuck
kid
do animals
grow
do?
for sure, I bet.
for a longer time? No, but that's
No, it falls off
It falls
eventually.
off of it because even
Yeah,
you
it
cut
does.
it and then it falls
It's
off.
just an
But-
appendage.
So that's when you cut it. But if you keep it going, that blood is still attached.
Yeah, what happens
And you're like, Mom, can you eat something? I'm hungry.
What do what do other mammals do though? Do they just like bite through it or something? Like
I think
I
it,
don't know.
yeah, eventually
Probably. I mean, I know a lot of them eat the placenta.
it disattaches
Right.
from the mom, and then the kid it just kind of attaches. I think the kid pulls it around, or maybe I've seen it also like with an elephant. It attaches. It stays attached
Isn't
to
it-
the parent.
All right. I'm just guessing, but isn't the umbilical cord attached to the placenta?
yeah, it is. isn't it?
Yeah. So then once that's spilled out anyway, it'll wither and
Right, but then
Snap off.
but like you see like animals being born like on video, like a horse, and it'll come out and then immediately just like start running around.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe.
And you don't really see like maybe it does break off because humans are like way less developed when they're born
Yes.
than other mammals are.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we need that extra like they continue
The energy is
being
put into
useless-
the brain.
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
and it's to allow your head to get way bigger.
we have like
But
a really,
assuming the umbilical cord didn't break off for humans with the placenta, like I can see a scenario where somehow it becomes trendy and people compete for having like how long can I keep my kid on this,
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
and how thick is my and I like
That sounds like an Italian family
and
too.
yeah, or some Hollywood bullshit like
It's
It's a reality TV show.
they would have some like
Local
that,
boys.
You don't talk about my mother like that. She's right there. And you see the little cord run right to her. Just right up her
That's a sketch. I think there's a
Yeah.
sketch in there.
What he's like 25 years old and he's still
Yeah, so it's
I think it doesn't like. What is it?
cut the cord.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like it's like hair. You don't really feel it when it gets cut. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a part of their bodies. So
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Dude, you remember in Apocalypto where that sweaty lady gave birth in a well? She was like trapped in a well.
I don't remember that.
In Apocalypto?
I want to see it
she's-
again. I remember loving that movie, but I can't remember.
I
She's like hiding from.
I remember there's a scene like
the city.
it's like
Aztecs.
it's like shooting up, and they're underwater, right? So like you see her shoot the baby out of her vagina basically, and it comes to the surface, dude, in the well. But I was just like, yo, that's fucking gross as fuck.
that sucks for her.
Oh my
I have thought
God.
about like being
Childbirth is kind of
having
gross.
the childbirth. Like some people do it at home, and I've had friends who've had it where they do the water birth in their home, so they set up a tub and all that, and then
Wow.
the dude is also laying in the
the
water.
dude.
The baby daddy,
Yeah.
the baby daddy's in the pool, and I think that's sweet and nice, and I would probably as a father want that. But also, there's like that's a lot of bloody water that I'm swimming in.
Yeah, well, you have a
Yeah.
midwife. You have someone else there to hopefully, right? Like a midwife, like an old lady that knows what's up.
Sure.
Some like weird hippie people they'll do it like just themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think it would be stupid.
I'm having a
I would
baby.
think it'd be smart to.
I like it when guys are excited about having a baby. It's like, I'm having a baby. It's like, no, your girlfriend's having a baby. You're just
Yeah,
gonna
they
sit
go
there.
we're pregnant.
Like, no, you're gonna sit there and watch.
You're gonna sit there and hold her hand or whatever.
Yeah.
At least we do that now instead
Yeah.
of like smoking cigars in the
Yeah.
in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Or just not
Pregnant,
being
dude.
there at all.
Yeah.
I do like that, like in recognition of like there's more and more countries allowing the fathers to have like parental time off after like maternity leave.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great.
That's how it
Yeah.
should be, man.
Right? I like it.
Seriously, people
Go
help
out golf every day.
Right. You just have your baby, your baby in like one of those
in the
little
golf
baby
club,
backpacks.
in the golf, in the fucking
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
I
my
don't have
God.
kids, but I would have a lot of
golf case.
things if I did.
When you get like a year off, probably.
No,
right?
no, because I wouldn't be the one having the baby. Like so like if I was a lady and I was I was the one with the job, and then my maternity leave would be like 6 to 9 months.
But
I don't know how long, but as the
yeah.
guy, I think you only get 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Something stupid, something very
I'm
short.
pretty sure in Canada you
No,
get like
talking-
a couple of months.
Or it's like 2-3 months
as,
now.
as the
Maybe
maybe
it's
It's amazing how we don't recognize that that's like so important.
It is.
for the future of humanity, but
Yeah.
not for the growth of this company.
All that stuff. It's amazing how short-sighted we are. More and more recently, I'm just getting.
Well, it's just whatever. Money comes first, dude.
yeah, we're short-sighted as monkeys.
But not when it comes to making our bosses rich. We're not. They're not short-sighted.
Well, that's the key to success, right? Is delayed gratification.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why I waited so long to tell you, right? Right.
And on that note,
Hey,
Is
what,
it,
we
is
say
it,
we should wrap
are we
up?
coming to that
I
time?
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's eight-
Did you draw enough?
six-
Did
we
you
already talked
write?
about it. Let's do it.
Did you write the word death a couple hundred more times on your favor?
No, now it says death to Chris. So,
Oh, so yes, to Chris,
Nice.
Why not change it to America?
To America.
because it's already dead.
Well, why don't we pick up there next time? To America. I remember we used to say that passing out flyers. Hey, that to America?
Yeah.
Like, excuse me? All right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys about placentas and shit. Childbirth, the experts here of childbirth. And,
Yeah. Welcome to the maternity podcast.
and
this has
maternity
been
issues.
one of the more educational podcasts we've ever done.
You guys
Yeah.
really know your shit when it comes to umbilical cords and chickens.
Read books if you have babies. Don't listen to
If
us.
we said anything wrong, tell us in the comments.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to...
And topics too, if you guys want to hear us talk about
Do
stuff.
you guys got anything you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
plug? Like
no.
anything? No? Nothing?
This
Soda Morning
podcast.
Show.
Sorry, morning show?
Yeah.
Cool. What about you?
Nothing.
Nothing? All right.
Lex's podcast. Stoner
Yeah,
Morning
Lex's
Show.
podcast.
Oh, thank you,
All
guys.
right, let's
Cool.
plug Stoner Morning Show. When is
Yeah,
that
check it
again?
out.
That's
every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And it's live.
Cool.
And
Check
it's
that
live,
out.
but you can see it on anytime. It's
And
the internet.
Also,
And you're right. If they have subjects they want us to talk about, say it in the
Sure.
comments.
So, Rick, you going to comment when you want to talk
So-
about
Hey, at least I
Basically-
comment. At least I'm doing something for this.
Guys, come on.
I'm sharing it on Facebook.
cool.
Okay.
I really liked Ocean's 11.
All right. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching. And subscribe if you haven't.
Share it with somebody.
Yeah, share it. Tell your friends if you like it.
Call
And
to
if you
action.
don't, then no.
Tell your friends anyway and ask them to subscribe anyway.
Or keep your mouth
Do.
shut. Don't tell
It's
anyone
free.
that we suck.
It's free.
Just don't tell anyone we suck. All right. Tell them we exist.
Or if you tell them we suck, tell them you really hate us because how much we offended you.
That's good too.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, go ahead and throw a dislike on this video. It'd be nice to get any kind of
Yeah.
Tell us you hate us.
Yeah, if you can get us canceled, that would be fantastic. If anybody could stop this, we don't have the self-control to.
That would double our engagement.
We all know we're dumber as we do this. Yes. So.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Oh wait, after your play, I wanted to say. No, we already said that. I'm sorry. All right.
I think we're done.
Goodbye. Wait, hold on. Stop.
Subscribe, guys.
All right. Is that what okay?
All right. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry, guys. Hey. No. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just went blank for a second. Hard ass second.
It's a long second.
All right, cool. So that's all for now, guys. We'll see you next time here at the Raw Comedy Podcast. All right. Actually, why don't we say Raw Comedy Podcast at the same time? Like
Okay,
before.
but you already said goodbye. And
No, we'll do it again.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Put it
that.
together. Everything
Hey, well,
works
that.
out.
All right.
Hey, that. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. This has been the
Raw Comedy Podcast.
See you next time.
That's kind of gangster.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate your support. Brought to you by Bangkok's Weekly Open Mic and Home for Stand